Thought we'd been live.
Welcome
We
to
are
Dragon's
now.
Age Dungeons and Dragons with your
That was
host.
literally the first thing on the stream. I just unmuted, so that was perfect.
Alec Trebek is your host. Oh god, not sponsored.
Oh boy, what are you
We
doing?
are.
There goes
What are
my
you doing?
YouTube revenue from the
What are you
10
doing?
views.
You didn't think about that one.
Dude, I'm so sorry for the nickel you're going to get.
My nickel! No.
Get nickel and dimed.
Okay, so,
So we
let's
forfeited our
do-
prize to get information.
You did forfeit
on
your
it.
prize in favor of information instead.
Right.
They wanted to give us Barrows gear, and we're like, how about
You're like,
a direction?
nah, we don't want the cool
I mean, we
armor
we
sets
kind
that are
of do,
probably
but the thing
cursed.
the thing is like we give it to Urluk, and then in like 6 months he's dead of a heart attack anyways, because he's like.
Well, maybe you should stop having your camel sit down and go to sleep in the middle of fights.
He's at 8 health, and he's 100 years old. Every fight isn't about, you know.
Sometimes you win by sleeping.
Sometimes you win by sleeping.
Who is number 5? Oh, somebody left.
Dermo is number 5, and he just left.
He's trying to get out of doing recap. No, he's number 1. Zach, you've been chosen.
Nice.
I've been chosen.
Give us a recap of that very story-driven campaign session that we had last week.
We continued fighting the Barrows brothers. We
Hey,
were fighting
best review ever. Thank you.
Kariel and Darok. We defeated Kariel and Darok. Sliske then had us fight more Barrows, specifically Arim and Mazkna. We won.
Yeah.
Sliske offered us gifts. We asked for different gifts. He said yes.
Cool. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So,
Oh, did you say the part where we fought the whites?
Yes.
Did you mention the Sliske gave us gifts?
Mm-hmm.
I think I forgot that part.
No,
But thank
he
you
got
for
it.
covering that.
I think you got it then. Yeah, if you got it, okay, that was it. Yeah. Anyone else have anything to add?
Zach, how are you doing? We're like 4 sessions in of combat.
Yeah, are you holding up?
I think we're just hearing a loop he's got going at this point.
I am
What-
fine.
I am fine. It sounded a lot like the last I am fine he said. Generic response number 7. Or sorry. It's like, oh, that one must have slipped through, I think. I think he gave up halfway through this recording.
Yeah, I think you forgot. It's supposed to be a variable, not a string. You gotta switch that.
You lost me.
Well, because if you type it in as a string, it'll read it literally, but if you put it in as a variable, it'll read whatever generic
Coding joke.
response 7 would be equal to.
I don't know how technology.
Okay, great. Okay, I'll be over here, guys.
Nothing a little Netflix and ice cream can't fix, right?
Why are you a robot now?
I think he's on the wrong track of generic responses, and he needs to jump back to the D&D related ones.
Hmm.
See, what he needs is if he wants us to buy it, he needs to throw in like a sneeze. You know what I mean? Like, achoo! Like that would be like, who records that? Like, Zach, you're not thinking on the level you need to be thinking for this to work. You know. Record like you arguing with someone in the background, like August does once a session. We know that's real. There's no way August could fake that.
Yeah, I have to admit something.
We probably
I've been
heard you argue
recording
about it,
all
so
these
go ahead and just
sessions.
tell us. So you've been recording all these sessions? Yeah, Zayd does it too. He uploads them on YouTube.
Pre-recording. Pre-recording. See, even this part right here where I'm correcting you has been pre-recorded.
Yeah, I'm just following the script you gave me for this session, if I'm not mistaken. And now I'm supposed to get cut off by Dragon's Aid getting us back on schedule.
We must save my family.
He skipped a line, damn it.
What?
He skipped a fucking line.
What the hell is that?
must say.
My IQ isn't high enough to understand this humor.
It's very meta.
Yeah, it's super meta. Yeah, it's very meta humor. But I'm done with it.
Let's see. So we leave off with the party being like, hey, instead of magical items, how about you tell us something that we can use to help defeat the vampires?
Yeah,
and
nice.
Sliske, is like, okay. So, it was primarily Dobson, I think, that was instigating this, and then everyone's like, else kind of agreed.
Well, I think we were just cool with getting rid of both the gifts if it meant we got twice the intel for what we were up against.
So he will look down at Dobson and be like, okay.
Most of us do. He's like 2 feet tall.
I think I know something that can help you. He will then reach down toward. He's very tall and you're very short, so he reaches down towards you, and with his index finger gives your forehead a little tap, and you feel a sort of stinging pain in your head as you can sort of feel in a strange magical way some information being forcefully inserted into your mind.
DM, is it making the
in
old
a
like
sort of
broadband
telepathic
sound?
sense?
Is it making the old broadband sound? You know?
Wait, I'm sorry. You mean this sound?
Oh no, he's got it. Don't. Yeah, that. Yeah. I mean, I imagine.
Did you remember that I had this one, or did you totally forget?
I totally forgot you had that. But like, I'm just picturing a really blank expression on Dobson's face as like this is uploading into his mind, and that's all he hears, and then he just knows at the end what he got.
So, you feel a stinging pain as information is forcefully inserted into your mind. And so Dobson now, for some reason, some way, somehow, you see a vision of a small, cramped cave, a single room in a small, cramped cave. And you can see yourself, sort of a vision of yourself looking down at what appears to be a tomb. It is like a stone, like rectangular box that would have a body in it. It is carved. The lid is carved to have like a relief that looks like a person, although you can't really make out the details from the vision. And it is in a completely dark, small cave. And then, along with that, you don't get a vision of the surroundings, but you somehow know exactly how to get to this location and where it is. Yeah.
Man's just gave you a mental waypoint.
Mm-hmm. Give you a map indicator.
Quest indicator. He installed it into your head via broadband.
Yep. Oh, and also, you take 11 psychic damage.
Yeah, that sounds fair, right? Yeah, that sounds right. Remember how slow those speeds were? You're taking 11 damage, dude. If it was quicker, you'd probably take like 4 or 5.
Well, I'll pick my jaw up off the floor. That was so cool.
Do it again though. Just keep doing it.
You kind of stump him with this behavior. He like genuinely looks confused, raises an eyebrow.
We said ×2. Give him another zip. Man's brain is filled on lemons over here, and we're just juicing them out. A little Majorat zest in his brain.
Could you teach me how to do that sometime?
Nope.
Could you teach me about
Well-
your people sometime?
Well, I probably could, but I'd have to kill you. And not afterward, I mean before.
You probably learned something about the Mazrat somewhere.
I could turn you into white.
Or soup.
What do you think?
Don't be a
Dobson
white.
seriously looks like he's considering it.
Bro,
If I
I'm not
come
writing
back
a
here
new
and
race
kill you-
slash class for
Yeah.
you again.
If I have to come back here and kill you.
I am not writing another.
No, it's okay. Zach is just going to roll up his 7th character. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's like, look, we gotta take Dobson here for exactly 30 minutes. If we leave him there any longer, we have to kill what he becomes. Get him out of the Barrows. He's here. He's approaching that 30 minutes. I think he wants to be a white. Let's go. Let's just get out of here. We've dicked around here too much. Maybe the dark energies sit lower to the ground. Maybe they hit him first. Like, let's just dip.
Do I get to retain my own agency?
No, stop acting. Get out of here.
Oh, not at all.
Oh.
Urluk's asleep.
So what do you
He's
think? He
very
holds out his
distraught.
hand, as if to offer a handshake, and his
no.
hand is glowing with this black, writhing shadow.
You're in danger.
Where's the mango?
I'm interested, but not today.
See, the thing is,
Well, let me know if you change your
this
mind.
might be the only time he gives you the option.
The magic will fade out, and then he retracts his hand.
Hate that. I thought I was the wild card. Zach was tired of playing on the sidelines of chaos. And Dobson's coming in like a madman. I'm here for it.
Now I need to go find a overthrowing your Lich Overlord for Dummies book.
How to become an ungod 101.
I think at this point,
Chapter 1, tempt fate with a Maserat. Check. Well on your way, buddy.
well, thank you. Should I call you Sliske? What? Is that your sir? What? Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. Now, you all had best get going.
I'll turn around.
Someone wake Urluk up and we're out.
He will, in a shadowy, magical blob, disappear into thin air.
Guys, I know the way. Let's go! And I start running for the door.
You hear, and kind of looking around after the yelling, and he's gonna see you running off. Are we leaving?
I suppose we are. Come on.
I know the way.
Where are we going? What did I miss?
Did he just Ugandan?
I know the way. Follow me. I know the way.
Just
know
go
the way.
full
It's Ugandan-
Ugandan knuckles.
Yes, Ugandan Knuckles does. Follow me. I know the way. If you're looking for the way of the devil, we're coming from the room that the devil was in. I don't know if you met him. You were trying to make a deal with him just now, remember? We all
deal's
know
done.
that
Let's
one.
go.
The deal's done. Wake Urluk up. Let's go. Alright, yeah. Where are we going?
I don't know, but I know the way.
I'm gonna look very concerned to Zephylos. What did I miss?
I think Dobson accepted Eldritch Knowledge from Sliske? Not quite sure.
Oh, bother. I'm gonna inspect Dobson. Does he seem any different, DM? Guy here.
Not in the physical sense.
Dobson's out the door.
Yeah, I'm heading out.
Bye-bye.
I got a couple minutes of rest, and that's all an old man needs, really, to keep the pipes running smooth. He'll follow.
All right. Let me change us back to the map.
Hey, remember the swamp, guys? Remember traveling through the swamp? You guys like the swamp. Remember the swamp?
How do I activate? Toggle navigate. There we go.
What percentage of our campaign has been, like, in the swamp?
Most of it.
Yeah. Yeah. It feels like it.
Just wait till I learn how to fucking teleport.
Yeah, you can teleport out of the swamp.
Oh, got him.
We'll never fucking go into the swamp again.
Why don't you start with Dimension Door, buddy? Then you can build up to cool spells.
What's Dimension Door, buddy? I'd love to have that. Is that
Okay,
a guy
fair.
who casts Dimension Door for you? He's your pal, and you just like tell
Zayd,
him to cast
I don't
it?
get cool spells. I get spells that kill me.
Yeah, give him Dimension Door, buddy. Give the
Give me
man
a
Dimension
teleport
Door,
spell, but the number of miles I go through is the number of hit points I spend, you know?
buddy. Give him this buddy you were talking
Wait,
about.
actually though, plus
It's not a bad idea.
plus 5 feet for every 10 hit points you spend on
And that's a
on
brutal
teleportation.
exchange rate.
spell. What do you think?
That's a
You know, I'll
brutal
just fucking
exchange
Misty
rate.
Step at that point, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mississippi River.
1-to-1 HP defeat.
No, that's still kind of. There's
Again,
a ratio
it's
that
30
seems
HP
fair.
for a Misty Step? No.
Yeah.
What a way to advertise.
I would say like.
All right, you're going back to 2 HP per foot. Take it or leave it. It's the best I can do.
I'm
I'd
just
say
picturing
2.
the Pawn Star guy.
I'd say 2 for 5. 2 for 5 would be good. Two health for 5 feet would be not a bad trade-off. If you really need it. If you really needed it, you know what I mean?
I don't know.
Per spell level.
Yeah, I could see that. There is a number that makes sense and that Danny will agree to, and you need to find that number because we want to see him edging himself the whole campaign. The man's gonna beat 2 health forever.
Okay, so
And he'll still
over
consider
here,
himself a tank. He'll be like, I'm a tank, and like literally no health on him the whole game.
I have placed an icon on the map,
Oh boy.
which Dobson understands to be the location that he telepathically received.
Wee boop, wee boop, wee boop, wee boop.
Look, your map's blinking. You gotta go there. You have to go to that spot now. It's blinking.
Dobson's got a raging clue, and we're all following him.
Bum, 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 bum.
There you go. It makes the noises.
Is Dobson making the noises with the sound effects? Like, is he whoa, 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 whoa? Is he like honing in on it?
You like point him in the direction of it. It's like, beep, beep,
Looking
beep,
off,
beep, 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 beep.
echolocating. Yeah, he's like echolocating in a distance, looking off. Oh, head just turning, looking off, trying to figure out what direction it is. Oh, Dobson. Wild card, he's run off. Somebody chase after him.
Somebody should probably suggest that we take a short rest before
How
Dobson
about a
runs away.
long rest?
How about,
Or,
yeah,
or a long rest, yeah.
Will
Literally
Dobson
long
sit,
rest.
sit still long enough for a long rest?
you just injected crack into his brain, so you tell me, DM. Maybe we should think about, actions and consequences, DM, before we ask our party stupid questions like that. No, Dobson's not gonna be. He's 3 foot tall, and he's like a child, and you just gave him candy.
Basically.
You gave him the map to candy.
True.
Worse than
Give him
candy.
a map that says there's
arguably worse
candy
than
here.
Candy. Candy would satisfy him. You gave him something that would almost satisfy him. You gave him an addiction, DM. Let's just admit what we did. Talk about the mistakes, and just Dobson's not gonna be staying still. No, the rest of us might though.
Okay, so do you want to hold up like within the area of the barrows? You want to go off to the side a mile or two?
No, I mean,
What do you-
Sliske told us to get out of here,
thinking?
so let's get off the grounds. I'm thinking at least.
Okay.
Yeah, I fully agree.
Yeah. Let's eye shot of the barrows, so we don't like lose our bearing, but like definitely off the grounds.
Okay. All right. You go to sleep. Good job.
We did it, guys. Hold on.
You did it. Wow.
Hold on, guys. There it is.
There it is. Thank you. I was looking for the one on Foundry.
Yep.
That one's a little more polite.
Yeah.
More reserved.
Yep.
Okay. So, is the plan to head directly toward that location immediately?
That's Dobson's plan.
It's a
Cool.
long rest, correct?
Yes, you all get a long rest. You get a, actually here, I'll prompt it for you, because you get a wilderness long rest.
Oh, it gave it to me.
Remember.
Yeah,
Yeah,
mine propped up as a wilderness one.
It gave it to me. Yeah.
Oh, cool. That's, okay.
Are you not able to use dice on a long rest? Only a short rest, huh? I guess that makes sense.
Use hit dice on a long rest? I mean,
yeah, because of the scenario. Well, you don't get back this time either. I'm just trying to recover.
So I guess you could, because you could say, oh, well, like one of the hours.
I was healing myself.
Right.
I don't know.
Actually, that brings up a question.
Yeah.
So I have Song of Rest, which is normally used during a short rest.
Yeah.
Would that be usable during a long rest?
I let that one go through the first hour of the long rest, so I let them have the bonus on the first hour of the long rest, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah, sure, why not?
You're getting them to rest.
Even if you were like, no, it technically has to be a short rest. You have like 2 hours basically of downtime where you're not sleeping during a long rest anyway. So you could say, you could make the claim that you could make a short rest during your long rest. So I'm gonna say sure, whatever.
Cool. Well, that means everybody gets to heal an additional 1d6.
That is, however, assuming that you aren't doing something active during those 2 hours during which you were not sleeping.
Oh,
So if you like attune to 2 items or something, and like while you're long resting, then no, you would not have time for the short rest stuff. But normally that's not going to be the case.
It's just to clarify the ability, it's an extra d6 of healing if you spend 1 or more hit die.
Yeah, I plan to. I didn't see what the d6 I rolled was, DM, because it was blind. I didn't realize it. Can you
Why
tell
is
me?
it max of 0 or 1d8 plus 3?
I don't know why it's not.
Is that normally what that says?
I don't know. Yeah, it looks like it.
I guess that's if you have a negative con mod. That technically it does have a
Fair.
A,
Give me a chance.
yeah.
What did I roll that d6, DM, because it was blind?
D6. What
Yeah,
D6?
I rolled a d6 and it was blind.
Oh, it was 6.
Nice. I'll be max health then. Very nice. Thanks, Zach. That was pretty tight.
So I get an
Don't
extra
forget
5.
to add Dobson's con mod to the short rest roll,
Do we get it as well?
because it's a short rest.
What's your
So
con mod?
wait, doesn't the feature say that you have to spend a hit
have to
die
spend
to get the
your-
bonus?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You add your con for.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Does that make sense? Did everyone catch that?
I'm max health, but yeah, I got you.
What's Dobson's con?
+1.
Because he's small. He's small, man.
That's weird, coming from someone with +4.
Oh my god! Shut up.
It's almost as if HP is my most.
Oh, are we
stat.
flexing? What's everybody say your strength mod on 3? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
minus
everyone
3?
share your strength mod. I gotta start like, oh wow, look, all the vampires have strength save abilities. Look at that. That's so weird.
Really odd.
It's really strange. They all have what the hell is that spell? Earthen Hand or whatever. Strength save. Is that a strength save?
Oh, question about the wilderness I forgot. Does your ability scores restore as well with the wilderness?
Oh yeah, that's not changed.
Oh, nice. So,
So, yeah,
does
all
my
of your-
10 health get back? What I
I
lost?
think actually all of your scores would go back on short rest.
Okay,
didn't
cool. So
already.
I'd get that 3 temp health back. Or that 3 health that I lost in there.
Oh yeah, and your
Your
max
max health or whatever.
HP, if it
Go
was
back.
drained, is back
Okay.
to normal with the long rest.
Cool.
Or I guess it's back to normal with 24 hours, which it would be by now.
Okay, so I'm not max health. I'm 2 shy because the 3 I got back, but the one extra that I got from his mod I added. So
When you gain max HP back and your percent health goes down.
right,
Relatable.
better than not having that health at all. Like losing
Okay.
it for good.
With that out of the way, let's see. Actually, so because everything north of Morton basically is the swamp. Actually, I think it would be faster if you went back toward Morton and then directly north. And your characters would know this.
Mm-hmm.
Because, basically, let me draw. Basically, that's the border of the swamp right there. Can you see that?
I see where you drew a line, but it's cut off.
Oh, yeah. So that's the border of where the swamp sort of is. So actually, it'll be faster if you go directly to Morton and then north than if you were to go straight toward the thing. Does the party's navigator have an objection to that?
Party's navigator. That's rich. Party's navigator is in Canifis, and the one that they had before that's in Varrock.
No. I think Dermo is navigating after that.
Oh yeah, that's true. Dermo, you're our navigator again. You
I
ready?
haven't heard August say anything in a while. Is he still there?
Yeah, he might have went to push a talk.
Yeah, I did go to push to talk because sometimes I say bad things on accident. Yeah,
Easiest fix would be to not say bad things.
Got
yeah.
it.
Well, my daughter came in and was telling me about a picture she drew, so I didn't want you guys having to listen to that one.
Oh, was it really bad? Did you yell at her?
Yeah, was it a bad picture? Did you punish your child for being creative like you should have?
That doesn't even look anything like a giraffe.
No, you don't even know, dude. There was blood, tears, a lot of. I mean, I'm in a lot of pain right now, but it's fine.
What kind of drawing materials are you giving her?
Blood and tears, apparently.
They're
What the
too
hell?
much for a child's development.
Yeah,
I should roll something.
critical. You should do something. Yeah, you should roll a survival or something.
Now, where are we? Like specifically, are we going?
You are here at the Barrows, and
Yeah.
the plan is to head to this location where I have this coffin icon. However, the swamp is between you, so it will be faster to go straight to Morton and then north.
Right. Yeah. So. I'm a survivalist by trade, so I think I'm going to survive us to that coffin.
Cool.
Is that what we've agreed? We want to go to the coffin, or do we want to relocate somewhere else?
Yeah, no, we want to. That's the goal. We want to go to Morton, so you need to navigate us.
So, oh, I
Morton's
see.
we're going directly to Morton is the fastest way.
Yeah,
to...
it was covered up a little bit. That's why I'm confused.
Yeah,
Okay.
before our bloodhound gets off the scent, we need to get to Morton.
Absolutely. Hey, so is there any way I could get advantage by maybe having a Dobson lead me because he's
Dobson's juiced up. We could
he's
use him.
juiced the fuck up right now. I feel like he would be helping me survive to
We
get
could rope
there.
him off to Dermo's head like a helmet and his nose leading, and then we just let him.
I'm
So,
wearing a helmet right now. He's on my head and he's pointing at an imaginary map. And he's saying, "Go that way." I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know where the fuck
I
that is.
feel like that wouldn't help us get to Morton.
Like
though.
Ratatouille,
Yeah,
he can pull on his hair to guide him.
Like 2 people would notice something a lot quicker than 1 Derm.
Yeah, 2 heads are better than 1, but we'll deal with what we have, which is 2 half heads dealing into 1. So
1
2 of you.
3/4 head and 1 2/3 head equals an advantage roll, maybe, DM?
3 heads.
Math.
Make a survival advantage.
Math's tricky, you know.
Nice.
Thank God.
Cool. You find a very quick route.
Well, the route shouldn't be quick. We should be quick on the route.
Yes.
Yeah, the route is the route.
Uh-huh.
Are we gonna do this? Are we gonna bully the DM, everyone?
The speed in which the route is constant because it is the route.
Dude, that's so true. Like, I never even thought of it that way, man.
But that'll kill the day, right?
Yep, I'm just gonna fast forward here. We're not even in the swamp, so we're not doing random encounters. By the time you get to like this point, you can just go straight toward where the location is. It doesn't make a difference anymore.
Do we want to like spend the night in an area that's relatively safe though, or we don't care?
Is there an area that's relatively safe?
Yeah. Yeah. Why did we pick this campaign again?
You would make it to about here on the by the end of the 3rd day. So have 2 more long rests. Actually, probably you could just set everything back to normal probably by now. I would assume, unless you were like completely out of hit dice.
Yeah, I was pretty low, but I am full up now, which is lovely. You said take 2 more, right?
Yep, 2 more.
Before we take the last one, can I send a message to our friend?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, hey, we just fought a Majorat and he didn't run away, and that's what I'll say on the end of that night. And then the second night, I'm gonna say, hey, Vanny, I'm gonna use one of my words to clear my throat in the message. And I would, yeah, just like that. And I'm gonna say, Vanny boy, I don't know why I'm messaging you, but it's late, and I was just thinking about you. That's what I'll say on the second one.
Okay.
And then that'll bring us to today. I do want to send that message at an obscure hour. If I'm posting up guard for like night in the like long rest, I want to be like the 3rd shift on this last night, so I can send the message at like 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah. So DM, I want to ask a question. I think that you might know on it.
Okay.
Where are the stars? We'll ask about them.
Tell me about my visual capability of seeing celestial objects that emit light, specifically in the sky.
Become a part of the session I look forward to every session now. Do we see the stars, DM? Are they out tonight?
This is your answer here in the general chat.
I'm really hoping. We found shit!
You know, one of these days, though, I swear to God, one of these days, you guys are going to be amazed. I can see so much stars, I explode.
One day we're gonna look up and it's gonna be like,
we've gone plaid.
Mother of God, we've gone plaid. And rewatch that and
yeah, I fucking love it. I literally watch it at least once a year, if not more.
Yeah, no, it's a classic, and I love Star Wars.
Not only is it a classic, but it's like, it's just so like timeless. Like it has not. Like it hasn't.
Yeah, it's aged. Like, it's aged well. Like it hasn't. No, I agree. Like some stuff you can't really like. You can't make Blazing Saddles again. You know what I mean? Like you couldn't make it again. As good as it is.
Blazing Saddles, yeah, you couldn't remake it, but like rewatching it, it's still a great.
Yeah, you can. No, absolutely, this holds up because it's that level of comedy and they did it right. But like you couldn't make it a movie. Like comedy's definitely changed now.
That's what I'm saying, man. You know, these liberal snowflake.
I mean, it's,
oh boy.
Society changes what it is and things.
No. Let's move on.
Still are.
Ironically, and it's gonna be bad.
No, I'm saying what it is art changes is what it is.
More like
comedy is a form of art.
Going, boys.
That is what it is.
Cool. So you are now in the swamp. Travel is slower for the last couple of miles. Let's see. Actually, no, I don't like that one. That one fucking sucks. Reroll. Which one is that?
We're going to the giant coffin in the swamp. Sounds good. What's Dobby say? Like, what's Dobson saying during this trip? Like, is he like 3 days of him cracked out on this adventure? Like I'm trying to figure out I'm gauging Urluk's energy by the time we get here after 3 days.
I think the like the first half of the first day he's pretty cracked out.
Mm-hmm.
And like the second half of the last day, or like the morning as we're like
More getting
approaching.
ready. Yeah. Okay.
Because the rest is just it's just kind of travel time.
Yeah. That's fair. Give me like 30 seconds of Dobson again, like as we pull up. I need to get in character. Give me the 30 seconds of, because he's the only one who really, he's leading us. He's stoked. I'm like, I don't want to fuck around with Sliske more. We're using his wisdom here, which is like also teetering a line with Urluk. You know what I mean? Just run me down with Dobson here. Give me like 30 seconds of his energy as we pull up. You know what I mean?
So, well, that's, I guess, Zaid, are we like, is that where we're at there now? Are we walking up right now? What's...
You've got to rest for the night here, and you've got another half day of travel to go.
All right. So we'll rest the night, and then the half day of high energy we'll get when we get there, I guess. All right. What, does anything happen while we're sleeping, DM?
Good question.
Combat that takes 2 sessions.
Yeah, right. Thankfully, no. Let's see. However, after you... Oh, wait, let's do rest.
Is new day. Yes.
Probably everybody's back 100% back to normal now.
I'm 90% sure I'm at 100%.
I'm 50% sure you're right.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely change my spells up, but I'm
I'm
like,
100% sure.
I'm not
on
100%
A-okay.
I'm so fucking healthy right now.
Cool.
The healthiest.
All right. And on the final day of travel, back in the swamp, you are indeed attacked by more ghasts. They will each take an attack at you before you are able to fend them off with the druid pouches and swiftly destroy them, as you have many times before.
there's no way to get around them otherwise. We can't just pass the ghasts.
Well, unfortunately, with 2 people occupied with navigating, you did not spot them really in time to get past them.
So we're unable to pass the ghast.
Got him.
Dude,
Oh
that's
my,
so
oh my
funny.
Lanza! Oh my Lanza! Alright.
Why did I click it 4 times and it only rolled twice, sir?
Are we just rolling dice now? Hell
Yeah, I'm rolling a bunch of dice.
I
Yeah.
want in on it.
Then after I see what they are, I get to decide what happened.
I want to run it. I want to do it.
Oh my god, I can't read what it says.
I want to do
Stop.
it.
Oh my god.
Just running the combo. That was good. DMG, your answer?
Let's see. What is the order of characters that these were for? Okay. Dermo takes 7 damage from the ghasts. Well, does a 15 hit Zephylos?
Shield.
Yeah, he's got his.
Okay, you lose your shield spell slot.
that's
Urluk
never more
takes 17 damage from an attack, and Dobson takes 11 damage.
What's the hit? How high?
20 something. Wait, no, yours was 17.
Then it doesn't hit me.
Oh, really?
My AC.
You don't have 17 AC.
You're right. I have 18 because I wear a shield.
Oh shit! I didn't think it was that high. Okay.
Yeah, because you didn't ask. You just assumed that an old man was weak.
Oh my
but-
god, he kind of is. Maybe he was sitting down, so he had advantage, so it actually hit.
Maybe he's just a beefy boy with 18 AC, and you just you just forgot. Maybe that. Maybe he's a camel and he's a big boy.
Mm-hmm. So
Maybe he's a big boy, DM.
as you continue toward the place that Dobson is guiding you to, eventually you come upon an unassuming, small little little cliff face. It's only about 15 feet high, of a sheer sort of dirt wall. However, as you go closer, you can see that there is a hole that is in the face of this cliff, about 5 feet around, that you could be able to walk through and enter.
Tell you how many times I've
And
walked through a
you
hole.
feel this sort of fuzzy feeling in your head, Dobson, as you are approaching that this is the place.
Can I put a guidance on him?
Mm-hmm.
And
As we get close, I'll do it.
for like the 5th time since we left the Barrows, like after he put his finger on my forehead, like I saw this vision of this little room in a cave, and there's
Talking in a room in caves again, I'll say. 3 days of this. Is he talking rooms in caves again?
but in that room in the cave there was what's the word? Coffin.
Say yes, the coffin. Yes. What about it? Are we almost there? Stay focused, young one.
Coffin in the room, in the cave, in the bog.
Yes, in the cave, in the room, the coffin. Yes, we've heard it. Yes. What about it, young one?
I know where it is.
We know. We've been following you for 3. Am I losing it?
Look, there it is. It's in there.
I do have to say,
I'm
Dobson,
casting
you're
the
awfully
guidance.
feverish.
I'm casting the guidance. Focus. You've been talking in coffins and rooms and caves for 3 days.
But yeah, I push forward onto the thing.
Yeah, we follow. I'm gonna keep a guidance up on you.
All right. So
I would also like the blessing of the trickster, Dermo,
okay.
just in case.
So you enter the little alcove. It is pitch dark inside. It's not illuminated by anything.
My headlight. I got a headlight on, brother.
Okay. And so you push on through. It winds through a narrow hallway, a little tunnel, for only a couple seconds, so maybe like 50 feet or so, going down, before it opens into a small room. It's only maybe 15 feet around. There is nothing ornate or interesting really in the room other than a stone tomb, just like the one that Dobson had seen his vision. So just very plain, not decorated with anything, sort of room. But there's this the stone tomb at the back of the room. What are these? Oh, you have a thing. Cool.
Yeah. When you say it's dark, when it's dark like that, I'm just referencing that I'm gonna pull the TR out because I put it away for the Sliske fight. We didn't need it. I don't want it to get destroyed or anything. So it is my source of light since I don't have dark vision or anything, and I want to keep my hands free for casting spells, so I don't want to carry a torch. That was the deal. Remember, I used all my starting gold to have 2 rubies, so I could cast that on a circlet. If you recall. Anyways, we're following the Gobby. He wants it. Dobby the Gabby wants it. Lead us to victory, little man. Follow your nose.
I go.
Yeah, we
Okay,
follow.
Sam, you got this.
I'm keeping guidance up on him.
Okay. What do you do?
I go up and open the coffin.
Okay. So, you slide the heavy stone lid to the side, being careful not to drop it onto the ground. It is really heavy, but You struggle with it a bit, but you can do it.
I tell
Actually,
him that. You can do it.
Give me a strength check.
I'll help
actually.
him.
It'll be
I'll
more fun.
DM, I'll help him with my whopping
Fine.
7 strength.
Oh, okay. Yeah, wait
So
a minute.
disadvantage on that check, Zach. I'm
Give me your best
weighing him
strength
down.
roll.
Okay, and does guidance adds to this, right?
Yes.
What is guidance add?
Plus
again?
1d4.
1d4. Okay, that's what I thought.
You thought right, because you're a smart man.
Oh wow,
Nice.
that's pretty good. So,
Get out of here.
You are inspired by your curiosity, and with the surge of uncharacteristic strength,
Erluck would like to state that he
you slide it to the side.
Um,
Erluck like puts a hand lightly on it as you do.
No,
all of
I
the
put
pushing.
my hand lightly on Dobson and I tell him, through Zaros, all things can be achieved.
Sure, they can.
Is that you saying it out of the sky? Is that Zaros speaking to me? Erlux looks hears your voice, Zayde. I'm telling Dobson though when I guide him.
As you push the coffin open, you can see now, illuminated by your magical lights that you brought with you, what appear to be very, very old remains of a human.
Oh, nice. I prepared the right spells then for today.
Oh, good. And it reaches up and it kills you. No, it's dead. It's not undead. It is not moving.
Nice. I have Speak with Dead.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I figured we were coming to a grave, so I prepare my necromancy stuff. The question is, do I have burning incense? I do not. That's a bummer. I don't have any no, I don't. Dang, does anyone have any incense?
Have any what?
Burning incense?
I don't have a lot of sense, so
Yeah. And you're out of it, so we're not looking for outsense.
I have a bunch of herbs. Would that count or no?
Oh, that's a good question. No,
I
I think
also-
incense has like oil and stuff too. Oh, I have an oil. I don't know if that's the right oil.
Why don't we just ask instead of shooting yourself in the
What
foot?
is? Yeah, I was gonna say, what is in a block?
Can I try and do this because I'm so great? And the DM will probably be like, I mean, you can try.
It's just like it's herbalism stuff. You can make incense blocks with herbalism. I thought.
Fucking try then. Let's roll some D's, you know?
DM, what's the ruling?
The ruling is that is a material component, and you don't even actually need it if you have your staff or whatever.
Oh, that's fair, I guess.
Unless it were to have a gold value, which it does not.
DM, that's boring as fuck.
Incense does have a gold value, if I recall.
Does it?
I think it's 1 gold or 5 gold or something. It's low.
No. Unless the material component of the spell explicitly states in the spell description
Oh,
that it has a gold value,
Got you.
which
I
it
got you.
does not.
Okay, yeah, then I can cast Speak with Dead.
There you go. You whip up some either
Wait,
from
has
your
he been dead in
material.
the last 10 days? Has he been dead in the last 10 days?
Oh,
That would tell us too.
the spell fails if he was.
Yeah, has
if-
someone done this on it? Like, has this been casted on him in the last 10 days? Is it fail?
Oh, okay. That is not what you asked me first.
Sorry, I misread because I forgot. Does I haven't used this in like 3 years. It was a Halloween.
The corpse must still have a mouth and can't be undead.
There we
The
go.
spell fails if it was the target of this spell within the
Less
last
than 10 days. Does it fail?
It does not fail.
That's good news. At least someone hasn't been here in 10 days to cast this.
Okay, wait. Before you ask it any questions, let me read the description. Till the spell ends, you can ask the corpse up to 5 questions. It knows only what it knew in life, including the languages it knew. Answers are usually brief, cryptic, or repetitive, and it's under no compulsion to offer a truthful answer.
Yep.
You're hostile to it or recognize the enemy.
Yep.
Spell does not
Shouldn't be hostile.
return the creature's soul to its body, only its animating spirit. Thus,
Yeah,
the corpse
just
can't learn
pass
new
it back out
information, doesn't
after.
comprehend anything happens since it dies, and can't speculate.
It has
new-
all the
okay.
memories it had when it was alive and nothing after. It can only speak
Yep.
the language it spoke when
Okay.
it was alive. It's 5 basic questions. Pretty much.
Right.
What I'm gonna say to Dobson is I'm gonna cast this on. As I'm casting it, I'm gonna say, listen, Dobson, I have to cast a spell on this, and you'll be able to ask it 5 questions. I know you're very excited. I'm gonna like prepare the spell. I'm gonna like gauge Dobson based off of this as I start like preparing. I'm gonna say you can ask it 5 questions. Now, these are 5 questions we need to be very specific.
Oh
But
god, this is like the D&D
Yeah.
movie.
Literally, that's what I'm saying. It's gonna be like that. Because this takes me. You know, it's an instant action. I can just cast it. So I don't want to do it right away. But I'm like getting everything ready as I tell Dobson. But yeah, I'm gonna say, look, just ask it 5 it's gonna be cryptic, right? It's gonna be weird. So just give it simple questions. Simple, Dobson. Simple. I'm gonna like mouth the word simple one more time to him. Like, I hope.
Do I recognize the spell that he's describing?
Field
Probably
Arcana check will tell you.
not, because I guess you can make an Arcana check. It's not on your spell list, so you wouldn't like know it very well. Yeah, you've heard of the ability to do this. Yeah.
I'm gonna say I need you to stay look. You're just analyzing the spell I'm preparing instead of listening to me. I can tell. Dobson,
Yeah.
meet my eye line. I'm like going gesture to my head. I'm gesturing to my head. Is Dobson looking? Are you looking?
Speak to dead. I like look at the coffin. Look back. You speak to dead, right? That's.
Dobson, I worry you're.
Yeah?
I worry you're not listening. Your notebook is out and your ears are off. You know. I'm gonna like snap to get him out of it. Listen,
Dobson, this is
five.
very important.
This is our only chance. I can't do this again today.
Well, you can wait
understand.
10 days.
I was going to say, Dobson, you don't understand. If we don't get this right, we have to wait a day to do it again. So it's impartial.
No, I think he does understand. Zephylos he's the smallest of the 4 of us, and we eat him if this fails. I can cast the spell again. It's just how long can we sustain the swamp? I'm gonna look at Dobson. I'm gonna say, keep it simple, or I eat you. And I'm gonna give him a thumbs up. And I'm gonna cast the spell.
Well, that's not very nice.
I want him to be serious. I know he's excited. I'm gonna look at Dermo and Zephylos after I cast the spell. I'm gonna mouth, I wouldn't eat him. Probably. But I'll cast.
We lost Dan.
We lost Danny. Dan the man. I think he went off to celebrate Canadian Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
I think that he said that was coming up, so it probably just
Yep.
happened. I'm not sure how holidays work. that
Yeah,
far in the-
it's the same as American Thanksgiving. They just put maple syrup on the turkey instead of gravy.
So the first question I should ask it is to tell me everything about vampires, right?
No. And then again, just
Everything.
mouthing.
That's gonna be all 5
mouthing the word-
questions.
Mouthing the word simple. Keep it simple. I'm gonna say. I'm
Are you
gonna look.
okay, Dan?
Are you asking me this before I cast it, Dobson? Okay. I'm gonna say. Why are we here, Dobson?
Because this guy put knowledge of the location in my head.
I mean,
And we walk here.
Technically, yeah, but like
Kinda.
based on what? We asked him what questions, Dobson, and then he gave you that wisdom. Why did he give you that wisdom?
To help us out.
With I'm gonna look over at Zephylos. We're almost there.
With vampires.
Right. So the questions need to be about.
Everything about the vampires.
Let's forget the first part. What specifically about the vampires do you want to know? This is not your friend. You ask him 5 questions, then you go sleep forever again. This isn't social hour, Dobson. 5
basics
questions
of their
that can
biology.
save a- That's a good question. That's a decent. What? But what? But what? Ask like what? Get one detail. What's the most important detail to you, Dobson, about their biology? Yes or no question. Give me it right now. I'm putting you under some pressure. Perform, monkey. This is our trial run for it. If you've been around, yeah, I'll do it if you want.
How do we bypass their defenses?
What is? I'm just gonna give him like a buzzer. I'm gonna say it won't know what you mean by there. You're going to have to use proper pronouns, proper adjectives.
How do we hurt vampires?
Boom! Good. Write it down. Write that
Break
question
their heart.
down. That's a good question, Dobson. I'm gonna
You
give
see
him a
him
very good
writing,
thumbs up. You're
"What
looking
are-"
less appealing to eat by the question.
How do we not get hurt by vampires?
Well, we are doing that right now, Dobson. You're gonna have to be more specific somehow. Is a vampire hurting you right now?
I don't think so.
That's what it might say then. It's just a vampire's not hurting you right now, so do this. That's what it might say. I've cast the spell a couple times. There's some cocky and cheeky fuckers that come up. And then we're lost 10 days.
How do we defend against vampires?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, that's a good question, but like, yeah, Erlux would be like, that'll do, you know. Jot it down, lad. You get 3 more, and he's not gonna tell you the winning numbers to the Varrock lottery.
Do you know this from experience?
No.
As much as this is a little bit on the condescending side, I do agree with the being pendant aspect. It's very important that we're careful with our
It's like
wording.
getting a genie wish. It's gonna come back to bite us if we don't do it carefully. Because we could actually get wrong information if we ask a vague question. You know? So a little bit of due diligence, but yeah, I am like mansplaining a spell to you because Dobson could. I'm not spending 2 more weeks out in a swamp, man. Come on. I'll roleplay this all day if I have to. But those 2 questions are good so far. Yeah. And say I'll look over at Zephylos and say, "Don't you know of a city?"
I do, yes. We were actually told about the settlement known as... Sorry, my map is lagging. I'm trying to see which settlement we were told.
Darkmire.
Darkmire. Yeah, we were sold of their settlement known as Darkmire.
But you don't know its location. You just know of it, right?
No, we know its location.
Yes, you do. It had been illuminated on your map. That was
Okay,
part of the
yep.
discovery that he made.
Yeah, that and the Barrows, right?
That and Barrows, and I think
Yep.
Cannabis was the 3rd one.
Yes.
Yep. I'll look to Zephylos and say, is there any information that you are curious that we could get briefly about the city? We are heading there eventually, are we not?
Well, I know we were heading to Mirdich, the slums
guessing,
that
right?
the Burg de Rot was tasking us to go investigate. Perhaps if they know of a easy way to infiltrate the city.
Yeah, that was what I was leading to. Honestly, I was going to ask that. Maybe there's an access point we can get into the city easily. Was where I was leading. But yeah, that's yeah. Jot that down. Maybe. I'll say ask me what you'll ask, Dobson.
Wouldn't the easiest way to just be invisible?
The easiest way would be to be a vampire, Dobson. Stay focused.
Actually, you can cast invisibility too, can't you, Dobson?
Yeah.
And I
Well-
can disguise myself to look like a vampire, technically.
Well, no, here's the thing. Both Dobson and I have demonstrated the ability to cast the 3rd rank. We could cast invisibility on the entire group.
I mean, I can cast invisibility on myself as well. The channel divinity at this level.
So,
Dermo would be the only issue, and I can disguise him.
well, no, I can cast
you
invisibility powerful enough to hit other people as well.
Nice. Then let's do it.
So let's not ask that question, because screw it. We can just go invisible and try to climb the wall, right?
Yeah, you could also just pretend like I'm a beast, because I am a beast.
Yeah, but you're like, you'd stick out like a sore thumb like anything.
No, absolutely. I'm just saying, like, if if it came to a point, it'd be like, you're escorting a beast that you caught in the wilds. And,
Brother, if any of us are seen, the chances of us being able to convince them that you're with us as a slave would put us even more out of.
not per se as a slave, but like
This is the Hail Mary of us all sneaking in. All of us make it in, or I think none of us make it in sneaking.
Do you think vampires could smell us even if we were invisible?
Ooh,
That's a good
shit.
question. But don't ask that to the thing. Save that. Jot that down, but not for this. That's a good question. We can ask. What was the gentleman's name? Paddlecrank, Horn something. What was his name? We should ask him next time we see him. I know he's dead. Erlock's just forgetting that. It's been a long couple days. A lot of faces. I miss him already. I can still hear his paddle horn.
I hear his horn paddle.
Ooh. I didn't pay enough for that. I don't think I don't think we were close like that. But good for you, dude. I'm glad you guys had that.
I just takes a little exchange of goods.
Buddy, whatever it took, I'm glad you had that.
Or took, I should say.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I can still, smell him for some strange reason. Or no, that's swamp. That's everywhere. He did smell like the swamp, though. So what are we got 3 more questions to ask this undead dude before I cast this thing, because I already did, but you were gonna ask ridiculous questions.
Can vampires... No.
Ask. Why don't we ask it how long a vampire can go without a blood tithe?
Okay.
That might be useful information if we ever get our hands on one. That's like that and the one that Danny figured out were the only 2 that I was gonna like give, and then the rest I was just gonna let you figure out. But as long as they're like, I have a bunch of really good. I have a really good couple questions, but I don't want to make this like too obvious and easy. I do like the questions you're giving. You get the gist, right? Dobson won't ask stupid questions for the last 2.
I
think we got. Are you trying to figure out something yourself?
I'm trying to figure out something for the last 2.
Do you want help?
Yeah, I think that would be...
Is there an area of Morytania where they have no power? Would be a good one. Or where their power is weaker. And then I would ask if there's any material, because Erluck's after material possessions of powerful material possessions of gods. He would ask if there's any material possessions that give them power or that are like divine that give them power of some kind, because Erluck would care about that. Probably doesn't help us too much, but Erluck would want to know if there's artifacts connected to their power given to them by deities. Are we happy with those questions, party?
I'm very happy sexually, but also I'd like the questions.
What is that 5, Zach? I feel like that was 5.
So I've got, how do we hurt vampires? How do we defend against vampires? How long can they go without feeding on blood? Is there anywhere in Morytania where their power is weaker? And are there items connected to their power?
Yeah, I feel like that's pretty good. The last one's obviously kind of for Erlock, but I feel like it might give us an answer that's useful too. Keep in mind, this guy we're digging up, I will specify, I will say, this guy may not know any of the stuff we're about to ask. But these are the questions we want answers to, so it's kind of our best shot, right?
Do we want to ask who he is instead of one of the other?
Yeah, which one seems like the weakest one?
Well, if we know how to hurt and defend against vampires, then perhaps it is redundant to ask where their power is weakest in Mauritania.
Right. That's fair. Cool. Ask who he is, and that might give us somewhere else to look as well into maybe how relevant this guy was when vampires were an issue when he was alive.
Okay.
You know what I mean? We're sticking with that. All right. I cast a spell, and I say, I'm gonna look at Dobson one more time, like a 3, 2, 1 camera, right? I'm gonna go 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna say, focus on the question, and I'm gonna cast it and reanimate.
Well, while you are doing that, I'm muttering to myself, simple question, simple question.
Yeah, and while I'm doing that, I'm covering my tiara, right? I'm covering my tiara, and when I do 3, 2, and then I like mouth the word 1, and I reveal the light from my tiara,
And marker.
And marker. Yeah, right. Where's your marker? All right. We
Is that
animate
the first
corpse.
question?
Right. We animate the corpse. What do we do?
Okay.
What
Cast
happens?
a spell, and the body suddenly lurches upward, grabs onto the edges of the tomb, and looks over to the side to see each of you there. It is very, very old and rotted.
I'll say,
gross. It's mostly just bones by this
I'll
point.
say, good evening, sir. I am sorry to bother you. We have some questions, and I'll immediately look to Dobson and say, go now.
I'm like the little frog girl from Treasure Planet. Just like at the edge of his coffin, like kind of hands on the.
I have a hand on your shoulder, keeping you from bouncing.
Just big eyes.
Literally like enamored, yeah. I'll say,
Hi. Simple questions. Hi, who are you?
The corpse ignores Dobson, looking only at the person who cast the spell.
That is a thing, isn't it? I'll say, yes, it's been a few years. Who are you, sir?
Ivandis Seergaze of Lumbridge.
I'll say, drop it down to Dobson, kind of
I'm
quietly.
like writing furiously.
And I'll say, read the next question.
How do we hurt vampires?
How do we hurt vampires, sir?
With great difficulty,
Yeah.
effectively only with specialized weapons.
Interesting. Drop that down. Specialized weapons.
Hold on. Before you ask more, let me think for a moment. I'm a Misthalite native. Would I know anything of the Seergaze? Because he's from Lumbridge.
Oh.
Make a history check.
You guys forget that you have a nerd in the party.
Yeah, 2 nerds.
Yeah, I'm well traveled, but I don't know the ins and outs of like lineage for sure.
Yeah, I'm a student of history, and I'm from like underground Lumbridge, but I don't know how much of Lumbridge itself I've studied. So,
the name Ivandis Seergaze of Lumbridge sounds familiar to you. You recall. Let's see, how much would you recall? I guess it's not that old of information, actually. You recall that in the previous age, in the 4th age, there was a war.
150 years ago. It's not that long.
Yeah, it was only a few hundred years ago. In the 4th age, there was a war between the Kingdom of Misthalin and the Morytanian forces, primarily the vampires. And so there were a couple of famous heroes that sort of they became famous as being like champions in some of the key battles of this war. And one of those names you remember is this Ivandis Seergaze that you have cast a spell on.
Very neat. Did you have a
You're
specific question?
You're
for
not
him?
sure exactly why he's famous, other than that he was a great warrior.
The spell lasts for 10 minutes, so we're not like super pressed, but like I don't want to like accidentally ask a question to one of you and he answers it, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I'll spill what was told, and I'll say, in a previous era, the Age of Man, there was a rumored and almost mythological war between the west of the Selv and the east, and this Mr. Seargaze is actually a renowned warrior of that war. This is maybe a few hundred years ago.
Very interesting. Is there something...
Don't ask a question. Don't ask a question.
Fair, fair. Yeah, I mean, he wants to. Erlich really does, because it's like... he hesitates to even prepare this spell, because he misuses one of the questions every time.
Well, because here's the thing. Here's the thing. Following up with his previous answer to our question, I've thought of a better question. I think our question of how do we hurt of vampires is super vague, because we already know about silver, right? He mentioned specialized tools.
Yeah.
Perhaps we should ask him for
name?
recollection of specialized tools used to kill vampires, and see if there's
without,
any beyond silver.
Yeah, without Cephalus continuing, I'm gonna say, sir, what are the names of these tools?
The Rod of Ivandis.
Oh, wow, we got like an actual name. I wasn't expecting that. Okay.
What the fuck's the Rod of Avandis?
Obviously, write that down. We can look it up. His name's Ivandis, so obviously it's some kind of rod. And it says,
It's his staff, maybe?
yeah,
I don't know.
It's his weapon. I would say. I mean, can we? I mean, would we want to ask him? Does he know the whereabouts of it and where it is? If he does.
Yeah, how do we obtain
I
the
would say,
Rod of
sir,
Avandis?
do you know the location of such a rod?
No.
And say we have one question left. So that was we don't want to waste on the last one, obviously. Maybe it can be made. Can we make such an item? Maybe we want to ask that.
Yeah.
I'll be looking at Dobson. And I'll say, what's the next question on the thing? What were other questions?
How do we defend against vampires?
Yeah, that's a good one.
how do we make the rod or find it?
Yeah, I think defending ourselves might be a good one. We can always ask about if it's only a couple hundred years, someone will have known of this legendary weapon. Now that we know the name of it, we can just keep looking into it.
Here's the thing. I don't want to ask how to defend ourselves, because in my opinion, a good offense is a good defense. So if we can really lean into this whole weapon thing, I think that's a much better investment of our questions. Maybe we should leave it more open-ended. Instead of asking him if we can make it, perhaps we can ask him how we can obtain it. And if obtaining it means making it,
yeah, that's fair.
then he would answer it that way. We're leaving the question vague enough, yet specific, where...
Well, the thing is, if we say, is there a way we obtain it, he's going to say yes, and then we're like, okay, well obviously, because it's an item
don't
we
ask...
can obtain.
Ask how we make or obtain it.
Yeah, I'll ask, I'll say, sir, before we let you return to your slumber, how do we obtain or create this item? This specialized item?
To save Morytania's oppressed from despair, Ivandis' rod was crafted with care. Cast from mithril and silver, strong yet light, adorned with a sapphire shining bright, empowered by blessings mortal and divine, to slay the bloodthirsty vampiric swine. Many he killed, for he met his grim fate. Here he now lies in his final estate. And as soon as he finishes the last word, his animated corpse plops down, limp into the tomb with a puff of gross dust. And I will copy pasta that poem into the chat. I'm gonna put it in resources, actually.
I'll say like another last rites ritual over him if possible, just for like kind of thanking him for what he did. And I'll say, thy faith faltered and no power could save thee. Like the great Lord, one day thou shalt rise again. Peace be with thee. And I'll like gesture with my symbol over his casket as I try to close it.
And also with the...
Lift up your soul. We lift up the Zaros.
Oh god.
No, listen. The ancient Zerosian Empire is just the Roman Empire, so it makes complete
Yeah.
sense that his church is just Catholicism.
Yeah. It is.
True.
I mean, do you think I made that last rites up, or do you think that's actually a Zerosian last rites? Because it is.
Wow. I believe you. I believe you looked up the god book for Zeros.
Yeah,
And,
it is.
Yeah,
Wrote it all
that's
down
right.
in your character bio.
I mean, that's the way she
No, no.
goes.
You listen. You guys understand. In the Westmarch server I'm playing in, one of my characters is a Zamorakian, and he got married. And the
wedding
character,
ritual.
the character who did the wedding ritual, which is also a player from
Coded it.
Gillinor, was a Zamorakian warlock. She performed the ritual with the Chaos Book inscription.
I love it.
A
Yeah, that was good.
there you go.
Anyhow, hopefully we got some information. I'll say, not bad, Dobson, not bad. Even though I asked the question.
I'm gonna put this in a quote thing. There we go.
Okay, so let me break this down. It's very clear that this weapon is made of mithril and silver,
There
right?
we go.
So first and foremost, we need to find someone who has an ounce of metallurgy in their blood, who can actually craft it.
There's a Garajo in Varrock that might be okay. I don't know if you guys have heard of him.
Could you tell us his name and also his entire backstory? You seem like you're very well versed.
I could. I guess it's more of a list, really, of pros and cons that I could give you.
Yeah,
Hey, pros and cons could be their shop name.
that would be an interesting name. Yeah, it's kind of like on the nose. That'd be a good shop name, wouldn't it?
Well, we can find out. They do have a smithy officially, I think, in Varrock, is what we said, right? We were working on that. It's been a few months. Do they have an apprenticeship or a smithy or something that we could find out?
They do. They have an apprenticeship, and they
Bring Daeshun Khan back. Bring Daeshun Khan back. Bring Daeshun.
Oh no.
It's really sad whenever the person who played the character is hoping for it.
I think. Would you play Daeshu again? If you
Just generally speaking, hell yeah.
yeah.
It
I
was
think so. I think I'd
Terrible
play
day for us, so we would
It's
have
starting to get fun. It's just obviously.
we'd have to
still-
deal with so many issues. Wait, maybe Zephylos is.
Yeah, no, he would have to get a lot of people would have to start getting really cool about a lot of stuff really quickly.
Yeah.
You'd roll up and it's like, oh, there's 3 of you now, and it's like you're all Zerosian now.
There's a lot more purple than when we left.
Right.
Yeah, what the heck?
Ironically, I don't think any of us are wearing purple.
Urluk is
Okay.
on his saddlebags, but that's like because a lot of desert stuff.
Dermo
is
has the
purple,
staff, which he painted purple, if I'm remembering correctly.
though.
And also his skin is purple. So.
Yeah.
That doesn't count, you racist. I don't look at the color of skin.
Oh my god.
do
Happy
they have
Pride Month.
skin? I'm confused.
Do Gobi have skin? Of course they do.
Yeah, well, he's not a go. Oh my god, I hate it.
Haven't you looked at the concept art for Gobies?
Yeah, have you looked at the concept art for an A root?
Yes.
Do they have skin?
Yes. See, if you Google search
Look
A-Root
rock.
art,
Look
the
like
1,
rock.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6th result is the one that's the cropped image that I put in PSG. And it has purple skin.
Aren't A root
Now,
just like?
if you look up Zanuck art, you'll be very surprised about how much of
Well,
it
the thing
not
is-
safe for work.
You'll be surprised how much r/.
Well, the thing is
something comes up.
Zanuck has 34 quests in game, and there's a lot of rules to those quests. So if you want to figure out how to get those quests done really quick, you have to look up Zanuck Rule 34 quest.
Mhm. Yep. See, they have
Oh.
purple skin.
Oh wow, I was way wrong. I was way Google. Wow. How many times did they rework her model though? Like 4 times in game? 5 times?
I
It's been
think
reworked more
3.
than any other. Yeah.
So there was like the really.
Yeah, there was like the Lara Croft model.
There was the original one that's in old
Right.
school.
The old
There's
school Lara
there
Croft
was
model, right? Whereas like
there was like a not that bad rework,
Blocky.
and then there was a really ugly rework after that, and then
Yeah,
there was
and then they
a
remade that
cartoonish, okay looking rework
Yeah.
finally after that, I think.
kind of I hate the one.
So
that-
there's 4 different models.
Yeah, there was one that looked awful and they redid it, right?
Yes.
I hate
I think there's at least 3. There might be 4.
But they've redone her character model more than any other whack.
Not true. The Majra has been reworked like 50 times.
Oh, that's true though. But that's just because like literally different developers making different quests that need different models too. It's like so much shit has changed in how they've been doing graphic design.
To be fair, I really like the Children of Ma like final rendition of the Majra. Like they look really.
I haven't
Is
seen
it the
one.
current model or an
I
old
believe
one?
so.
Let me look. I'm saying, what did they do to Raptor? They massacred my boy, my girl, I guess. They made her look way like smaller in the armor that she's in.
Yeah. They should have just made it. I mean, yeah, they talked all about like how there were technical limitations with what they wanted to do with the quest, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But I
See,
like
like-
how the model change made it seem like immediately obvious that it that
the current
the
model's pretty
raptor
good.
was what it was. It was like, oh, okay. Then it was just a matter of who.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
Listen,
it's
they
funny that
should've-
they did the face reveal when the new reworked model for
Came
that
out,
character
yeah.
had only been like a few months old. So when they
Right.
did that, a lot of people were like, "Who the hell is that?"
Yeah. And
Including me. I was like, "I
Well, they
think
reworked
that's
the
so and
model.
so," but I'm not 100% sure.
Well, they reworked the model for Raptor, made it look way smaller, and then they like took the helmet off, so it's like they jumped too fast. They're like,
Yeah,
here,
they
it makes sense, and then they took the helmet off. And it's like, look, more story for it. And they should have just kept her huge and been like, look, it's animated armor that like is just a foot thick in every direction around her. 'Cause,
No.
you know,
Clearly, what the Raptor does to really blend in with their identity, like
That's
not
what-
being
that's what-
seen,
right.
is they go to the makeover mage whenever they have to go out as the Raptor,
Oh yeah.
and then
You
then
mean-
they bulk
I
up.
mean, you're
you
not
know?
wrong.
You mean
You're
the
not
grand sex change?
Sorry, that's good.
It was good. It was good. So just yesterday, I was running a downtime one shot for one of my
Mrs.
players.
DM is giving me the weirdest look.
Yeah, well, you just made a good joke though.
So there's a that what?
You
Oh
what?
yeah, I'll tell them about the chicken story in a minute. But there's an NPC in RuneScape that changes your gender
gender,
because
yeah.
you have to do it for a quest.
What changes your
um,
sex?
It changes your sex,
Yeah.
and that some yes, yeah, I'm
The
canceled now.
makeover, the makeover mage.
And I saw a joke years ago that they should have named it the Grand Sex
Sex
Change.
It's funny that you mentioned that though. Just yesterday, I was running a downtime one shot for a player, and he's a paladin, and he went to Faldor to join the White Knights, and obviously I had him visit to change his sex to do the recruitment
Also,
guide.
really quick, Mrs. DM wants me to inform you guys that, do you guys have Dave's Hot Chicken wherever you guys live? It's a chicken.
No.
We
like a
have-
fried chicken chain.
No, we have Richard's kind of warm chicken.
Yeah, so there's a chain called Dave's Hot Chicken that has
Yeah.
like Reaper pepper chicken, and so Mrs. DM got the second spiciest chicken last time we went there, and she's like, "This is pretty hot, but I want to try the hottest one." And then she got the hottest one, and she regretted it immediately.
Yeah, tell her that's what we call a double burner.
A double burner?
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
if you don't know, he'll learn in a few hours.
babe, was it a double burner? What do you think it means?
Oh, no.
Did it burn twice?
Yes.
She said
yeah,
yes.
that's how you know it's hot. Fun fact: your lips and your butthole are the first. They're made of the
Sitting-
same cells because they're
Sitting
the
next
first
to her,
cells
she
to
was
form.
like freaking out, and I've never seen her freak out about something too spicy before because she has a really high spice tolerance.
Nice. Then she
But
must
anyway.
she must think Tabasco's pretty hot then, because that stuff's so it's steamed. It gets me go. Ooh,
Does it?
you know? I don't know. It's
I
like
don't know if she's had
not vinegar.
Tabasco.
It's like all vinegar. It's a joke. I'm making a joke.
It's like not
Okay.
spicy at all.
Oh,
Yeah,
I've never even
yeah.
tried Tabasco. I don't
That's
know.
it's like 80%
Oh.
vinegar. Yeah, there's
Oh,
no,
okay.
there's no heat in it. I don't think it's
Anyway, she wanted me to tell you guys that story because it was funny.
Thanks for telling us about your bowel movements, Miss DM.
He says, "Thanks for telling us about your bowel movements."
I hope you make better dietary choices in the future.
All right. So
Anyways, shall we
anyway. Back to the game.
back to the game.
Good-
So
Good break.
D&D and poo and pee?
I
What the hell?
Jesus fucking Christ.
What
It's
the
terrible.
hell? It's bad. I'll take a break. See ya.
What's it called? I'll level with the rest of the group. I'll say yeah. So let's find a smith. We'll see if the Berg de Rot citizens have a smith. I really doubt it. They're living in shambles. So this might involve taking another trip back to Varrock. But more importantly, we'll probably have to stop by Paterdomith because it does mention in this little riddle here something about the divine. Empowered by blessings, mortal and divine. So we might need a priest as well. Well, we kind of have
before
one.
we leave this gravesite, I mean, I could. What do we need a priest for?
We need a blessing.
Yeah, I can probably. What kind of blessing? It depends.
Well, here's the issue. No offense.
You can't
But-
offend Urluk because he doesn't respect your opinion high enough to be bothered by it.
Mm.
Well, because here's the thing. Seergaze is from Lumbridge, right?
Yeah. Yep.
He was probably a Saradominus.
Well, I mean, we're doing that logic. Dobson's from Lumbridge. Is he a Saradominus?
I don't know. Do you praise the Lord of Order, Dobson?
Yeah, let's ask. He's not a Zerosian, that's for sure.
The entire time you
Um,
have been talking, Zephylos, a smile has been getting bigger and bigger and bigger on Dobson's face.
This is
Uh,
workplace discrimination. You can't ask him his religion.
Here we can.
When you turn to ask him his religion, he says, I think we need to go to a library and do some research.
Why are you looking at me?
Urluk's gonna look around like there's a library nearby for us to check out. Is there one nearby?
Nearby here? In the
Yeah, a
swamp?
library. I'm looking around for one. Is there an eye shot?
You don't see one.
I'm gonna say to Dobson, well, we should look for one because I don't see one here.
What sounds like Zephylos wants to go back over the river anyway.
The River South.
Yes. There's libraries in Misthalin.
There's libraries in other places too, Urluk will say very excitedly, kind of making the connection. Not the connection you're thinking. He's making. The connection of libraries being not here.
Oh, hold on. As much as I really want to get started on this, we did promise the people of Berg de Rot that we'd be dealing with Meyerditch. They apparently have fellow Meyerkey over there that are potentially in danger. So, the last time we did a small trip out west, a whole city of infected people went missing and are probably dead.
Oh,
So?
right.
My really.
If only you had someone with a portable forge. Zach gets the award this week for most wheezes.
Right? I will say, it's because he's
Got the
laughing.
best wheezes.
He's laughing so much because we're just keeping him in like a
He's laughing so much because there's no combat.
There's no combat. There's no
It's
combat.
like, this is great.
Well, there's no
Crazy.
combat, and this whole session's been like at the expense of him being a goblin.
I don't even have
which
to
has
come
got
up with
him-
vicious mockery lines.
Yeah, literally, we're all vicious mocking him for being a goblin this session. Like, we're like, literally, let's just get a full relapse of what's happened here. I've mansplained a spell to him, talked down to him to, do you know how to ask questions? Keep it
Somebody,
simple.
Sliske flicked his forehead.
And now, yeah, we flicked his forehead, and now we're like, you're from Lumbridge, right? Let's make fun of your religion. Like, we're just literally about to we're tearing into this guy like soft bread. We're just ravenous at an all-you-can-eat buffet, but they're out of food. We're just eating soft bread, and guess what, Dobson? You're that bread. Tearing into you. Yeah. Are you Serodominus?
I reflected and asked about, like saying we should go to a library.
Yeah. Like I said, yeah. We've. I think we're agreeing, but yeah. Are you Serodominus? I'm curious. I'll ask again. I know you're not Zerosian. It's gonna be like that. Remember that Nacho Libre scene when he finds out his wrestling partner is he believes in science, not like God. And he's like, "You have not been baptized." Like that's what he's saying to Dobson right now. He's like, you don't believe in Sarah or Zeros. He's like, who do you believe in then? Like, you know, this is where you go. I believe in science or whatever you say.
My religion is logic.
I'll give him a psh. I'll say, I'll cast a spell my god gives you and you can use logic to defend yourself. Anywho, yeah, I agree. Let's get out of the fucking, let's go anywhere. You guys just want to go out of...
Well,
We've been robbing graves for the last week. Can we please be done with it? Speaking of, is there anything in the grave worth grabbing? Is the flail in the grave with him? We're
Oh, look
asking
at that! It's
I was gonna
right
say,
there. No.
We're asking these questions with the flail's in it. Is the rod of him in?
Please go ahead and investigate. Check.
I would.
Anyone
but
who would like to.
Yeah, I would gladly do that, but I have a dog on my arms right now.
Hmm.
all right,
I'm
I'll
like,
pick up the slack.
Yeah. Can I
Does
give him a guidance?
Urluk have a dog on his arms?
Urluk
Sounds like an
doesn't. Can
excuse.
someone roll for me with a guidance?
Okay, so 15 is good enough. Having a look at the tomb, there are no belongings or items inside besides the body. However, you notice in your excitement to get the coffin open and speak with the body and look at the body, you realize that you missed that on the lid of the coffin
Save
there
ourselves
is
a question.
there's a carved relief of a human form which is holding a rod-shaped weapon.
Yeah, does it say his name like with an arrow? This is Irvandus. Yeah. I'm gonna say, look at that as we put the lid back on. We wasted 2 questions off it. Yeah, I mean, not like we need to wake him back up. I don't even know what other questions. I think we did a pretty good job. I've definitely wasted that spell more than that. Good to have that back on my board again, though. Now that we're robbing graves. Hey, are we the baddies?
So anyway, the stone carving is preserved fairly well. It is the position that it's held in. He kind of has his hands like over the middle of it, and then it looks. It almost looks like a staff. So it's got like a long handle that goes to about like chest height maybe, and the top of it has sort of like, I gotta look up a picture because I don't remember offhand. The top of it has like 2 sort of wing kind of shapes. They're almost like axe blades, but they're pointed at the front, at the top of the rod, and you can see at the middle, at the tip of the handle, at the very top, there is what appears to be a sort of rounded object that looks like it could be the sapphire that was mentioned in his riddle.
DM, do you have a picture of this, or are you just describing a block text?
I do have... Oh, that's a shitty picture. Never mind. I don't have a picture of it.
You share the shitty picture of it?
I can share the... Let me see if there's a better
And
one
then I
first.
would also ask the party if anyone has a piece of charcoal, perhaps.
So I was going to ask if how like big the picture of it is.
Yeah, is it
On
like...
the relief is.
Okay,
I was about to do a charcoal
is
sketching of it.
This is the shitty picture of it. It looks like there's a separate object that is the weapon on here, but it's not a separate
Okay.
object. It's part of the stone. It's carved into it.
So it's like the whole thing.
Well, here's a
Pretty
question.
much.
Does
Okay, so I can't
anyone
do it.
know how to cast Shape Earth?
Yes, I do have Mold Earth. Is it prepared this today though? I don't think I did.
Well,
It's a
cantrip is always
cantrip, so
prepared.
you're not preparing it.
Oh no, I don't have it then.
Oh.
I have something else.
The one time, literally the only time mold earth is useful.
No,
for
sorry.
anything.
I have meld into stone is what I have, and I don't have it prepared. That's the one I was thinking.
Let me consult my spells. I want to actually see something.
Connor, can you use chalk to make a rubbing?
Yeah, I was gonna say, does anyone have charcoal? I was about to do the same thing, but I think it's too big, Zach.
Well, I'm thinking just like the head, not the whole staff.
Hmm. But yeah, like chalk. I guess you could do chalk if it was like. Let me see. Yeah, I don't have anything that. I know what you're trying to do here, because I was thinking to do the same thing.
Quick question though.
Mm-hmm.
I have an unseen servant. Would that help in any capacity?
Yeah, just not right now.
Do you have some like menial task or something that you want to send like a little scout through somewhere a short distance? There's a variety of small things you can do with them.
Here, and I'm like, I might as well ask if it'd be useful or not.
Yeah.
Here, if you like needed an extra set of hands to hold something, maybe, if you come up with some solution to this.
You know what I could do? I could put a piece of parchment over like the top of the rod, the head of the rod, and just like trace the shape of it, an outline of it. I would like to do that.
I actually
Okay.
want to ask. I don't remember what our ruling was. There is a Tasha optional feature
Oh, boy.
for wizards to like long rest, like swap out cantrips.
Hmm.
I don't remember what your call on
I think
that
we
was.
compromised on swapping them on level up,
Okay,
if I'm remembering this correctly.
that does sound familiar.
Because I'm not fully on board with the fact that wizards within a day can swap out their entire cantrip set.
Fair enough.
But I've got parchment, ink, and an ink pen, so I can just like sketch the outline of it or trace the outline of it. And then I'd also like, because I sketched the image like monsters for my bestiary too, so I can also just sketch. I want to do both. I want to sketch a picture of it in my notebook that's not my bestiary, and then like take an actual tracing of the of it.
I'm gonna try to help him to draw better by putting a guidance on him while he does it.
Okay. Do you have any relevant tools that can help you with this? I don't know really what that would be, but if you do,
Tools?
now would be the time to mention it.
For drawing?
Oh,
Yeah,
hi,
I don't
thanks for
know.
checking in. I'm still a piece of garbage.
I wasn't sure if there's any tools that have to do with like drawing. Like, aren't there like calligrapher's tools?
there's
Yeah,
painter's
there
tools
is
and
calligraphy tools, but calligraphy probably maybe wouldn't be the best one.
Maybe painters.
Painters
Actually,
probably would be best. Yeah, I could see painters.
Did I make up calligrapher's tools? Is that
No,
not a real
those
thing?
exist. No, calligrapher's tools is a thing.
Yeah, but calligraphy is more like fancy writing than
Yeah,
it is
fancy
like,
writing.
Yeah.
Like thieves like it for
True.
writing and forging things. And
That
stuff.
you
Or like
you
a wizard
have-
would use it to make a scroll,
you would-
right?
You can you
Right,
do
yeah,
you
exactly.
you want
It's a
you
thing.
you could
I literally there's an item called a calligraphy kit or whatever because it's a proficiency. you can have.
Calligrapher's supplies.
Yeah, that's
they're
it.
called.
I put it in a room, and they were like, "What is
Yeah.
this?" And I'm like,
But
"None of you know what
anyway,
it is."
if someone were to have calligraphers or maybe
Yeah,
even
no.
painters supplies, I might give them a proficiency bonus on a check for this.
Yeah,
Um,
Urluk is a
I mean,
weaving
it's-
man.
But
This
I
is
don't
a,
think anyone
a,
does.
a pretty at least what I'm imagining is pretty simple. Like as
Is
far as
it?
just like I'm laying a piece of parchment down on top of the rod,
Mhm.
and I'm just tracing the like outline.
Okay.
Like
Yeah,
I,
I
I'm
see
like
what you're
so-
saying.
the
Yeah,
paper
that
would fold
might-
around it.
That might get
Yeah.
you like a projection kind of what it looks like.
Yeah.
But what about like the whole?
I'm taking a
around.
rough
Well,
sketch of it
okay.
Maybe-
separately.
Maybe I'm pulling at straws here, right? But I do have proficiency with herbal, right?
Okay.
Could I possibly go out into the swampy lands and try to find, like, clay and clay adjacent, and try to like make myself like
A
a
mold.
very like a concrete kind of like mix, you know,
Hmm.
from the natural
Probably not
soils and stuff?
concrete. Maybe make a mold of it like a mask, like a death mask, like a mud death mask. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was gonna
We
say
can,
like
we can superheat it.
yeah, exactly, and kind of make like a
Okay.
clay like outline.
Yeah, like exactly. I
That's
can see
more
that being
solid.
possible. Is there
Yeah.
like a mud?
I
near the
probably
swamp.
wouldn't count that as being related to brewing, but you could probably try to do something like that. Get some kind of, well, hang on, now we're kind of going into the realm of like potting,
Pottery?
Yeah.
potters.
This is 100% pottery. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But like you could try to do that
Well,
in
good
addition
news,
to
guys.
drawing.
Dobson's a bard. They have jack of all trades. No matter what we do, they're going to be good at it.
DM,
Okay, that's fair.
DM, I don't think any of us are asking the critical and the most important question here.
Hmm.
Is this worth it?
Probably.
Okay. I was gonna say, is this not something that we can like roughly draw ourselves? I think we're getting too far away. Is this something we could draw? It's a simple shape.
Yeah, it's a pretty simple shape. That's why
Yeah.
I wanted to trace it and then also do a rough drawing of it because it's
Right.
really not a
This
very complicated
It's a
shape.
simple shape you're trying to get the top of it,
All right.
right?
So a tracing is easy enough.
We can
you
start
make-
looking for clay. We can start making a kiln in the swamp. Like, but is it worth it? Right? We gotta
So,
ask ourselves.
you take a tracing. That's simple enough. For a accurate, detailed drawing of a three-dimensional object, however, can you make an intelligence check, please,
Guidance,
Sure.
by the way.
with guidance?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'd like to add can I add something for flavor?
Mm-hmm.
He's doing a great job.
Wow.
That's out of character. To
How
Zach.
very bard-like of you.
To Zach.
I feel
not to-
inspired.
Yeah, like out of character, like Shab to Zach, you know? You're doing a great job.
Amazing.
Look at
Look
that.
at that.
That's the power of teamwork.
It's the power of friendship.
Yeah, I always want to say pine salt.
So you do your tracing, and then you create a very, very detailed and intricate drawing of the entire rod all the way around.
Hot.
You feel fairly confident in your ability to show this to a professional, probably a blacksmith.
Dobson knows how to draw a rod.
Blacksmith, craftsman sort of person. And if they are skilled, they should be able to recreate pretty much exactly what
Nice
what is
rod.
depicted here on the coffin.
All right.
Yeah, nice job, Dobson. Nice rod.
Nice rod.
You proud of your rod?
Very.
Yeah, you should brandish your rod in public.
We out here making our own Rule 34.
Dobson.
Get away,
Dobson's
Xanax.
the-
We don't
Dobson's
need
the
Xanax.
Xanax. Yeah, in a
We
way,
got-
Dobson was
We
that
got
Xanax all
Ivandis'
along.
rod.
Oh boy.
Dobson X Ephandis' rod.
Who needs
amount-
Ivandis' rod when we have Dobson's rod?
The amount of what the actual hell looks that Mrs. DM is giving me today is at an all-time high.
Perfect.
See, if you had been listening to the whole stream, you'd know.
Reminder that she's the weirdo for talking about her poop on live stream.
She'll
Yeah,
hear
I
that in a
totally
few
agree.
seconds.
Totally agree.
Fair. What face did you
She
get?
just looked at me and nodded.
Yeah, I mean that's fair.
Fair.
You want to talk about how hot food works? talking hot, spicy food. Anyhow, can we get out of the swamp?
No.
No, the DM wants us here, man. I knew it.
Alright, what's next? Do you have your drawings?
Yeah, we have our sketchings.
How
They're
will
not as
you
erotic
recreate
as
it
I
now?
hoped.
What is that a flying PlayStation 2 controller? What is that emote?
Show me like one of your Dorgishan sketchings.
You thought it was a crab? How is that a crab? How is that a crab? My eye said, oh, okay.
You know what? I never prepared this spell. It's actually pretty good. Oh, because it costs 100 gold. That's why. That's why those spells are so good. Is because they cost money.
I would do it.
Yeah, no. That's another, like there's a couple spells like that. Like I obviously want to like prepare a glyph of warding and just make a couple of those bad boys. Put them in like on a page on a book or something. I want to fill a book with just a bunch of glyphs and then just like start tearing them out in combat. Ice damage, fire damage, lightning damage, just like crinkling them up and throwing them. Placing them on the ground like traps, trigger traps, you know what I mean? Like that'd be fun.
Have you watched the Owl House?
The what?
Owl
I
House.
think this is the third
Owl
time
House?
that Zach has asked us if we watched Owl House.
Because what you're describing is like a scene straight out of Owl House.
Yeah, I've never heard of it. Is it a YouTube show?
Owl House? Who?
Who? I thought you were referencing Striggy? No, I've never heard of it.
I miss Owl House.
Who?
It's on Disney Plus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, very good show.
Cartoon. Hell
Yeah.
yeah. Alright, I'll have to check it out. Apparently they have good taste if they're thinking the things I'm thinking
Oh
of.
god, I just realized the owl in the GIF that I sent is blinking. Like, but the eyelids are like vertically
Normal,
aligned if it
like-
wasn't tilting its head, and also I
Yeah.
don't know if owls can even blink normally because their eyes are so big. Can they?
They
Wait, no, they can. They have eyelids.
do, yeah.
Yeah, but like,
Did
why
you
are
know
they
a
tilted
little
like
known
that?
fact about owls is that they can fly?
Yeah.
I lied about the little known fact part. I'm sorry if I got you excited.
If silence were loudness, owls would be the loudest of the flying birds. Anybody?
Oh yeah.
That's a True Facts quote, honey. It's from True Facts about the owl.
There's your glyph, Shab.
Okay, yeah, okay. This is what I'm picturing. This is literally what. Yeah, I've
What
never
is it, the
seen
Deathly
this.
Hallows?
She'll
is
draw
why-
like she draws a bunch of glyphs on paper beforehand,
That's the
and then
Deathly
she just
Hallows.
starts throwing them out in like fights and stuff.
This is why I'm afraid to be creative because everyone ruins it by having it before I say it.
That character is obsessed with her world's version of Harry Potter, so
Wait, is it actually a Harry Potter reference then?
it might be. I don't know.
Because that thing that she's drawing looks almost exactly like the symbol for the Deathly Hallows.
Yeah, I also have not watched the Harry Potters. I watched like the first couple ones, to be fair. Is that a hot take?
This thing. Also, kind of cringe that somebody made this GIF.
Is it cringe that that's a GIF, or cringe that people get like that kind of shit tattooed on them?
Yes.
Yes. Because I've seen this tattoo now that I know that it's from Harry Potter. I'm like, y'all are some nerds. He said with a Mythostar tattooed on him. I love Star Wars. I'll die on this hill.
It's vaguely similar to the glyph that she's drawing. It's only vaguely similar.
Okay, fair enough.
It's gotta
It's
be
got a
for
triangle, a
copyright.
vertical line,
For
and a ball.
copyright.
I mean, yeah, it
Gotta be
has the
different.
same shapes in it somewhere, but
We can say that about Dobson's rod
Who
drawing
knew
too.
it could have a line,
know?
a circle, and a triangle.
Yeah,
Crazy.
I'm pretty sure that J.K. Rowling actually invented those shapes
Yeah.
individually.
you tell me which is which.
I can't tell them apart.
I'm pretty sure the one on the right they put on top of really fancy club sandwiches.
Corporate
It's got,
wants
like-
you
it's
to
got, like-
find the difference
It's
between
got like
these
an
two
olive
pictures.
and like a slice of cheese, you know what I mean? They put on, they stick them, you know what I'm talking about? They stick them on top. You know, you guys know what I'm talking about? Fancy sandwiches, they get stuck on they got an olive. No, you guys know, it's, what are they called? What kind of sandwiches are they called?
It's something to do with baby seals, right?
Loving them.
Yeah.
Olives. Fancy cheese. Tiny little toothpicks. Deathly Hollows. No, wait. So how many weeks does it take to get to the city again? Because I'm running low on rations.
Oh boy.
We are officially abandoning the
Oh boy.
people in Darkmire, eh?
Oh yeah.
I mean,
they're
I don't
dead.
think I can stay out here for another week to help them. I really don't. I got enough food to get back to Canifis. Unless we
Aren't
can
you
rely
guys,
on Duramo
aren't you
to
guys
feed us.
casting Goodberry like every day?
Yeah, but I thought I had a chance to still fail and not feed all of us.
It has a chance to not feed all of you, but then he can just use another first level spell slot to do it again.
Is that what he's doing?
As long as we aren't in like major combat.
Alright. Yeah, the first couple of days I figured I was eating.
Okay, so if you went straight to
I also have a shit ton of
Paterdomus,
rations in general. So.
We're going straight to Paterdomus.
about 5 days to get to the road. About 1 day to get to Paterdomus. That's 6. 6 days. Then, hang on. 7 days, 7.5. 8 days, 8.5 days to get to Varrock from here, assuming you don't get lost.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, my concern is if we don't handle the Meredith thing, we're going to screw over those people who are helping us.
So a few people die. Who cares? There's more people.
Did we, just like from a meta standpoint, did we owe them anything? What did we say we were gonna? Did we like say like we'll look into it, or did we say like we owe you our lives? We'll do everything we can. Like where are we standing on that whole ordeal?
We did say we'd go do it and check up on them.
Did we?
It was kind of like, hey, can you guys do this? That would be really helpful. And then you guys are like, yeah, sure.
No, out of no, we're less than helpful. I can live with that. I can live with less than helpful.
All right.
I'm not true good over here, man. I'm true neutral. I said I'd try. It's a little too much work. I'm not gonna try that hard. I tried, you know? I tried by being out here every day for 5 days and then getting my ass kicked by a Majorat and then raiding a grave and getting cryptic answers. How much does it add? How much does it add to our trip, right?
Is Zephylos really insistent about going to
Yeah, how much does
Magich
it add, Zephylos?
Because like it won't take a lot to push Dobson to go to do the thing that he said he would do.
Same with Urluk, but like also we've been in the swamp a long time.
Oh,
Can
Dobson
we
just
come
wants to go
back?
to a library. Like that's the
I'm
only
cool
thing.
with
He just
that
wants
too.
to read.
I'm cool with that too because Urluk loves libraries. But the thing is it's secondary at this point to getting out of the swamp, because he's done dealing with powerful entities and it's been, you know, he's just, you know, Majorat and all that combat. Just too much excitement for the old man's heart. How much does it add to go check on these people?
Ultimately, the reason, the motive behind it, even though Zephylos isn't a good person, he does have a shred of human empathy. But
All right.
the other ulterior motive behind this is ultimately he's trying to strike back at the vampire overlords,
Mhm.
and he thinks getting in good with the resistance fighters that are established would be a useful investment.
And you think
And-
that if we don't do this, we'll have 0 chance, or just diminishes our chances? Like to it, where are we standing on that?
We're not on good footing with. I mean, we're not on the best footing with them at the moment
Right.
because we failed like the first 1.5 missions they gave us. It's his logic.
So, I agree. Meta, right? I agree. I know what you're saying here. I'm trying to get us on a term where Urlach would be. So my next question is do you think they need our help? And if we come back saying we're willing to try something else to help them again, they're gonna say no, don't help us? Can we try something else when we come back after we have more information on this? Like meta information, like we should go to a library, figure this out, and then come back out here, like fresh and
Well,
ready to
maybe
go.
we should at least stop by and tell them what our plans are. Like, hey, we found a really cool, badass vampire killing weapon blueprint.
Cool.
And
Can we do it via a message? Because I've met them before, right?
You can.
I'm familiar with them. They're on our plane. I can send them a message.
Yep.
I can send them. How about I send them several messages spread out throughout the days we travel, and Zephylos gets to write them out for Urlach.
the first 5
we
messages
get-
are just going to
and
be
we
introduction.
Get the hell out of here. That's totally fine. I'll say hi. My name is, and the first message will be, hi. I'm Urlach. I'm an acolyte of Zeros.
Okay, never mind. I was never mind. I was gonna ask your name is what? Because you stopped.
No, yeah. I was gonna say,
And then you got counterspelled because he actually kept going.
Right.
Yeah.
Actually, you didn't. He's like, I'm trying to help you. Zephylos like, psych. I got you. Will we both waste a spell slot for the? If you do that, that would actually get Urlach laughing pretty good. Yeah, no. So pretty much, the first one would be me introducing myself as speaking for. I was like, hey, the voice you're hearing is mine, but I'm speaking on account of Zephylos. And then it's like, break, wait for next message. You know what I mean? But yeah, then it would be like, hi. And then it would be like, now when I say hi, I am Zephylos. Again, it is me. I'm speaking for Zephylos. It's like, and then I'll. We have a couple days to get out of the swamp. We'll get it right. But yeah, you have like a week worth of messages. I'll let you, as long as we don't have a combat, I'll burn a message a day on that, and I want to continue to message Vanstrom
Okay.
every night at just unpredictable hours. Whatever shift I take for the night, I try to take not the same shift every night. I try to take first, third, second, fourth. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm jumping around. Vanstrom never knows when I'm gonna. And like when I'm talking to him, I'm just like giving him. It's like dear diary, like updates. Like really. Like another day through the swamp, you know, miss talking to you. I still think about you running away from us. Are we that scary? Are we the monsters? Talk to you tomorrow. You know, like that kind of stuff. Anyways, I digress. Talk to you tomorrow. Ending it like that. But yeah, I'm sending it to Vance. I just want to make it clear that when we fight him, I'm the madman in his head after months of talking to him.
Mm-hmm.
And he only can reach me when I'm east of the Salve, so we're about to leave, and I'm gonna miss him. I'm not gonna be thinking of him a lot. I'm probably gonna be doing old man Urlach shit in the city. I'm not gonna be in the swamp dreadful, thinking of my man. The man who got away.
Okay, so what's the first message, I guess, that you guys are going to send them?
Yeah, we're sending, what do you want me to tell him, Danny?
We should probably start with like, hey, on our way to do what you asked, we found instructions on how to make a vampire killing weapon.
Break. And then the next day I'll say, we'll reply with more tomorrow. Break, you know? And then the next
Okay,
day, what's the
I
next
think that
message?
was less than 25 words.
Yeah, it did sound like it. I was in the teens, but he stopped talking before I
Oh,
like.
they can send a reply.
Yeah.
Are you messaging Valioff or someone else?
I'm messaging whoever Danny told me to message. If I've seen them, then I would message them. I'd be
Yeah, the
familiar with
leader
them.
looking
think you
guy,
met
which I
all
believe
of
is
them.
Valioff.
Yeah, that was Valioff. Okay, so he replies. He can reply with also 25.
Hold on, let's go
words,
for
right?
realism here. I do remember them. Very cool. Very cool. I remember them. I'll message them. If it was low, I would have said I forgot who that was. I'm not familiar.
Let's see. So
Yeah, the leader.
did you mention yet that you were heading to Varrock to try to?
Not yet.
craft
It didn't sound like he mentioned that. He just said he'd found it.
No,
Wait,
just
yeah.
that they'd found it. Okay.
Mhm. We can send it tomorrow. The next day, we'll send that.
All right. So he'll reply. He'll reply saying like, "That's great. More details? Question mark.
Does he verbalize question mark?
No, it's part of
It's
the.
more of a
I'm the way that I
reflection,
imagine
yeah.
sending is that it is, like you hear it as a voice, so
As a
you would
voice
be able
in
to
my
hear
head, yeah.
inflections.
I would hear the inflection. Yeah. I understood, yeah. But now I'm thinking he's saying question mark. Which would
yeah,
be
I guess
great.
that'll
Like when
be
you're
all.
talking Theory, you know, you're having to like say it out loud very specifically.
Yeah, message spell works kind of iffy like that too. You gotta be specific with.
Okay.
It might save you a word or two to like be like that too. But yeah, I won't reply to more questions. What he says, like I'll just next day I'll send the next part that Danny wants me to send because I'm a vessel for Zeros's. I'm here because of him. If you want to look at, remember that I'm like literally here because of them. So if he needs my messaging to get what he needs done, but also save us time, let's do it.
Yeah. Well, they asked for more context, right?
Yeah, I'll reply and said they want more context. They want more questions. They have.
Okay.
So
Well,
I can't
here's
afford
the
to
next
do
message.
it today, but yeah, I'll jot it down for the next day. The next day, you say what? Are you moving us, DM? We're on day 2 now.
Yeah. You guys want to head to Varrock then?
Yeah, and I'll keep using messages as we
Alright.
RP out of the swamp. Does anything
Yep.
happen on the first day? Because I'm
First
using 2
day.
third level spell slots. So if we have a combat, this could be a big deal. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
It could affect us, or me at least, because I'm using 2 message spells or 2 sending spells a day.
1, 2, 3,
On
4,
the
5,
first day, hang on.
2.
Straight up using a sending spell every day.
There we
when
go.
we're in the swamp.
24
On
words.
the first day, Zephylos needs to make a dexterity save.
To avoid tripping over his own ego.
To avoid tripping over a perfectly replicated rod of Ivandis lying on the floor.
Right.
Damn.
Oh, interesting. Dang it, I guess I have to actually roll the effect now.
Very nice.
Yeah, I only have a
You,
roll.
on the fail, takes the start of, okay. Okay, roll one more. Actually, wait, hang on. Roll a strength check.
Come on. I fail.
No,
Just roll it.
I fail it. You roll it and I fail. That's
Okay,
how
you didn't
bad my
fail the strength. Okay, so as you are you're wading through some nasty, murky water. You find yourself slipping and falling into a gelatinous cube, and you take 6 acid damage. You promptly then swim out of it and escape.
I have lots of experience.
Okay, second day's message.
Yeah, I posted it in Discord chat.
Oh. Okay. On the first day of Christmas,
That's not.
make a saving throw.
Right.
An ancient vampire slaying hero named Seer Gaze told us how to make a rod that can. Is that exactly 25 words?
24.
Can kill vampires. We're going west to get ingredients.
Actually, since I can fit one more word, hold on, GM, hold on. There we go.
Get it is ingredients.
Sorry, hold on, GM.
Yeah,
Apologies.
He's like, the entire message is unclear.
Yeah,
I don't
you
understand.
Send me the message, and then I'll send the DM the message that I sent.
Sorry, autocorrect, put the apostrophe.
Yeah, well, send it to me, and then I'll send the DM what I actually end up sending the guy.
So I put it in general chat.
Oh, where is it?
Okay, he will ask how long until you return and what ingredients.
Well, hold on, let me, right there, the ancient vampire, is that the way you're saying today? Okay.
Let's see, next day. On the next day of Christmas, the swamp gave to me.
Hold on. Instead of sending what Danny said exactly on that, I want to leave a little room at the end. Because the ancient vampire slaying hero, that wouldn't be relevant. We'll tell him Seer Gaze, right? They can figure out.
Okay, everybody make a con save, please.
This is what I sent on the first day instead. What's the city we're going to? What's it called?
Varrock?
Yeah, right. Just making sure. I didn't know we were going to cannabis or not. Alright, that's what I'm saying instead.
Quick, make a con save or you fail.
Oh.
Oh, hold on.
Your name's serious. We're going.
I tweaked it, but that's what gets sent.
Okay, that would be the. Okay, fine. Bacon.
What
Ham?
ingredients? So yeah, the next day, whatever Danny wants me to say, he'll type, and then I'll send what gets sent.
Okay, Zephylos, you take 17 poison damage from explosive swamp gas. The rest of you take 8. Did I divide that right? Yes.
I'm waiting for the damage to get to a certain threshold before I actually start recording it.
That's fair enough.
We're just long resting it off. If it gets to more than
Whoa.
half, then I'm recording.
Next day, third message, go.
Why would you say west instead of Varrock? Like, why are you? That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm trying to give most information as possible, and like you, Danny, like, come on, man, help me out.
Okay,
I'm trying to.
You get what I'm
keep it
saying?
Kosher for message.
Yeah, but you could give instead of using west, you could actually say
Do
where
these
we're
people
going.
know what Varrock is? They've been enslaved in Mauritania for their whole lives.
They
There was a giant war.
They know what
Yeah, the
Misthalin is and
literally,
what its
yeah.
capital is.
I was gonna say there was a war that like shaped their history and their enslavement. I'm sure they're very angry with some side of how that war ended up.
Yes, because I'm sure the vampire enslavement education system is grand.
Son, let me tell you of the heroes of Varrock who fought valiantly to save us from this and failed. You know, like I'm sure that somebody carried on the Varrock legacy. You know, there's heroes. They buried out here. You know, it's all over. You can't avoid it. This whole place is a graveyard. No?
Yeah.
We're losing Danny. We've got 10 minutes of daylight before he vampires himself and passes out. Worried about the Sanguesni hierarchy? What's I'll relay that information that they're worried about the Sanguinesti hierarchy to Zephylos.
The Zephylos will say, "This is what I was worried about. The whole reason why they sent us, because they're concerned about their own.
Right.
And they might not have 2.5 weeks.
Well, let's ask how much time they have then. I'll say before sending the message. What you end up typing up. Let's see.
Next day, make a... Can I get a navigator to do a survival check, please?
Yeah, can I send him sending to Vanstrom too?
Yep.
I'll
But
put
you
a
should know by
guidance-
now that I basically turn my brain off as soon as you say that you're sending to Vanstrom.
That's fine. I'm guidancing the check as well, though. It's not, whenever he's doing the check for that, I'll guidance it.
No, you can't
But,
because it lasts longer than 1 minute.
Very nice. You're true. Then I'll just send that. I'll send the message. And the message that I'm gonna send to Vanstrom today is actually going to be the ingredient list that that was sent to me by our dear friend Gavi boy here, Dobson. When he misunderstood the question I said out loud, he started naming bacon, sapphire, milk, bread, meat rub, some metal, I guess. And then I'll say, oh, wrong channel, I apologize, Vanstrom. And then that's my message for the day. Or guess the night. Thanks for that one, Dobson. Appreciate it. I hope I bother him at least at some point. Break his concentration or something. Like, you can't like block a ascending spell, can you? There's magical tools, I'm sure.
Who's navigating? Dermo?
Dermo, yeah, he's still navigating. Did you do the roll?
Nope.
Dermo, roll, man.
Survival.
Yeah. No, you said you were gonna do your thing for a second, so I wanted to let you.
Yeah,
get
I was gonna do that
Yeah.
while you were rolling.
Oh, I understand.
Hey, look at that. Nice.
Oh, you navigate so hard. Okay, back on the road. Well, actually, there probably wouldn't even really be a road here. It's not that well traveled. But out of the swamp.
By
now,
us it is.
Yeah, I guess so. Out of the swamp now, and you are more free to move a little bit more quickly. I am going to fast forward us down this road. You pass by the sinking fortress that you got your butts kicked and got swindled into signing some demonic pacts previously, and arrive once again at Paterdomus, crossing the bridge and entering through the mausoleum to get to the other side. At the bridge, you would find a number of Misthalin posted guards that will, after a quick look over, let you pass without any issue.
Nice.
Were you planning to stop and talk to Drezel or just pass through?
We should probably see if we can get some quick resupply and then maybe give them an update on the vampire thing, because they are... See if they can send anyone out there. I don't fucking know, man.
There's
Where
no
are
way.
where are the white knights at? Doesn't Saradomin have like a whole army for this shit? No?
Maybe.
We should at least give them an update so Saradomin can stop being so fucking useless and fight his enemy. Not my problem. Not my bag.
should. Well, I actually want to talk to Drezel for another reason.
Yeah, and I could use a night indoors.
Well, isn't one of the things of the divine? Maybe we should consult.
Oh yeah, maybe they would know about that part of the riddle.
Oh, that's right. You mentioned that before.
Yeah.
Hang on a second. Put that there and put that there. There we go. Okay. So, you go out and find Drezel. He is in the mausoleum where he often stays, typically studying through old texts and religious documents. Upon noticing you, he greets you warmly as he usually does. Oh, hello. It's been a while since I've seen you guys. You're passing through, I guess, a little bit more frequently now. How is it going in the Evil Lands?
Cephalus?
Sorry, you cut out. for me. One more.
He asked how it
He
was
greets
going.
you warmly and asks, "How is it going in the evil lands?"
It's one challenge after another, but we're making. We actually found a resistance force that challenges the vampire hierarchy. We're trying to help them, but we come across another situation.
Okay.
Are you familiar with the old hero of legend, Evander Sirges?
Well, yes, of course, he's one of the 7 priestly warriors of the Misthalin-Morytanian War of the Fourth Age. He,
Oh,
well,
oh,
his
yeah,
his very remains are buried beneath this mausoleum.
Well, they're not.
No, they're not.
They're not actually. We'll see. I'll say, we spoke with the man, or a man who told us he was that man, and he gave
You-
us information regarding this weapon that we're about to tell you about.
You did what?
Yeah, we found a hidden crypt that we
So, back up a bit. We interacted with a Majorat and played a small game with him and won. And he gave us a prize which we were discontent with, and negotiated information from him. And this Majorat, I guess, what would you call it to your mind, Dobson?
Toyed.
Toyed with his mind and gave him the whereabouts of a grave, which was, several days from us. I'll shake a bit of mud out of my ear. And I'll say, and as we reanimated the body to ask a few questions, he gave us this information, and I'll gesture to Dobson again. The notepad, my young man.
I'll pull it out.
Milk, bacon, set up, flip it, flip it. I had an opportunity, right? I had to flip the page, Dobson. Damn it.
I flip it to the correct page.
And I show him the answers. The questions are going to be wrong, but the answers will be, still relevant information. It'll be about the flail and who he was, and yeah.
He looks very confused.
That's fine.
And also a little disturbed.
It's not your bag, Sarah.
He
Not into this.
looks over that info. He's like, I don't know who you got this information from.
Buried under the building, you say? We could talk to him ourselves. I'm like, lead the way.
I don't. I'm not convinced that could
I'm
could
not
have been
convinced
Ivandis.
there's a body named Ivandis.
It's
buried
very
under this
clear
building.
in the historical documents that his body was buried here.
Well, I spoke with a dead man who claimed to be the man I'm telling you. So where is this body you claim to be buried under the building?
Here's the
It's
thing.
beneath the mausoleum.
Mausoleum, yeah.
Maybe I can explain this from.
Can we see it? I'm gonna say we'll just talk to it.
arcane
Well, whatever is in Ivandis's actual grave, then is probably important. If Ivandis is buried out in the middle of a swamp, whoever's in his actual grave might be worth talking to as well, is what I'm thinking. So I want Drezel to take us there. Can we see this body in the mausoleum? I am
Absolutely not.
Excellent. Lead the way. Wait, why?
Well, hold on. Father Drezel, let me bring up a point. The spell Speak with Dead. I'm sure you're aware of it. It's a very divine spell by nature, but wizards also learn it. The spell doesn't bring back the soul of the being. It simply animates their spirit.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
and
it
there's-
merely desecrates the body.
Well,
You
the
grant
point
the
being,
semblance of life.
No. For forgetting whoever's in the crypt downstairs. whoever we spoke to in the swamps
Mm-hmm.
doesn't
Had
have
this
the sentience to lie.
Yeah, they had the information we saw, and this is what we're telling you.
The magic doesn't lie. They can refuse to give information if it recognizes us, but if it speaks freely, it speaks truly. Whoever is buried out there genuinely believes they are the Seer Gate.
So, okay, hang on. Meta question. Are you aware that the body that you animate, in fact, is not obliged to speak the truth?
Yeah, it doesn't have to.
Is it not? Oh, okay.
No,
Yeah, I would have expressed that.
It is
to
not.
Dobson. Like I said, just gonna
That's
give cryptic
Dan
answers.
misunderstanding the spell.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do you
no,
want to
I knew it
I knew it could
rephrase
be
that?
cryptic, but I didn't know it could be.
Do you want to restart that RP line?
Yes.
Okay.
I was
Go
gonna say,
ahead.
regardless though, he had this information, so it's sus as hell. Not
Well-
not that they have to tell the truth, but like they don't have any reason to lie if they don't think we're their enemy, really.
Yeah, Father Dressel, they don't have a reason to lie to us in the
We don't
grave.
think this guy was our enemy, so I don't think he was. I would express that. I don't think he was lying.
But another point being, they gave us a very detailed description, albeit a little bit of a riddle, but a very detailed description
Yeah.
on how
good-
to make a
good point.
vampire slaying weapon.
Good point. Good point.
Let me ask you, did the Evandis Seer Gaze use a mighty staff of Mithril and Sapphire?
I don't know about Mithril, but Sapphire, I believe so.
We were given a recipe to make the staff, which is why we're here.
Okay.
Also, I'll look at Dobson and goes.
In fact, there's a beautiful stained glass depiction of the man upstairs.
Dobson, you have the paper that you made
With
of
the
it. Show
very-
him the drawing and be like, "Is this how they're buried? Because there's a tomb out there in the swamp that you guys need to find if this is one of your dudes."
Here, follow me upstairs.
Yeah, let's go desecrate a
He'll head up.
corpse.
He'll head up the stairs onto the surface and then into the church. And he shows you in one of the walls of the church. I guess along all of the walls on the first floor, there are stained glass pieces of art windows that depict different human figures. And one of them he stops in front of and shows you is of a man holding what looks to be a silvery trident / rod like weapon.
Does it look like
which-
tomb?
It very much matches what you saw in the
Yeah.
tomb.
I was gonna say, before we even get there, just to really prove our point, like as I
Right.
get the feeling we're getting to the point where he's going to show us a depiction of this man.
Yeah,
I
I was
want
gonna
to
say,
say, I want to
show
say,
him.
hold it. I
Hmm?
can cast disguise self on myself,
Oh, true. Make yourself
mimicking what the front of the tomb looked like. It even changes
Okay.
the appearance of my weapon. So if I hold the staff that Dermo has, I can even change it to appear like his staff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So silent image could do the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Probably
if you have silent image,
would
please.
be the better spell for this.
I think we've done that one a couple times.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then
Someone
Yeah.
have
I think me and Dobson do the combo sometimes.
Yeah,
We did it last session actually. I did a
Yeah,
silent
okay,
image,
you
did a silent
can
image.
silent image it.
But yeah, like this guy is clearly not getting it. I'll tell Druzzle, I'm like, you're being lied to, buddy. I think whoever's buried down there needs to be checked.
and I'll summon the image of what of the crypt that we found.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be like, is this your man? I'll say pretty much.
Hmm.
So
It
it's
certainly
'cause-
looks like the rod that we know.
I'll try to imitate the voice I heard with his dead voice, and I'll say, of sapphire and mithril.
Oh
you know,
God!
like-
Please stop.
Yeah, that's what he sounded like. I'm just saying. Does that sound familiar? Maybe I don't know.
How should I know how his voice sounded?
I don't know. I just figured, but it was him with these answers. Dobson, show him the pad again, and I'll like just keep like the pad, Dobson. Maybe he'll realize it. It's magic. Anyways, let's go desecrate this grave in the mausoleum and figure out who's down there. How do we do that?
Did you say that in character?
Yeah, can we charm him? Can we charm him? Let's see. Would that help us at all? 'Cause it's not harmful to it to have him let us into the mausoleum, right? I'm gonna try to charm him. Fuck it. I want to see who's in this crypt. I really do.
Okay. There are Varrock guards around, like
Yeah, let's
In
Jedi
the-
mind trick it.
in the church, on the grounds, and in the mausoleum. Basically,
Yeah.
like with him all the time because he's kind of important.
Like, with Drezel?
Yeah.
Oh, fair. I know where the mausoleum is, though, right?
I mean, you were in the mausoleum, but he said it's like buried underneath it. So
Yeah, man.
It's
that
not
was a
like-
bad idea, Fairy.
it's
So I'm
not
gonna
like
look at
there's, like-
Dobson.
there's not like a shelf in the wall that's like this is where the body is. It's like buried
Yeah,
underneath
man.
it, like old
So-
old churches used to do that.
Yeah, and here I am sending a sending message to my man Dobson in his head. I'm gonna say, hey, remember that spell that we did the other day on that other body? You want to do it on the body underneath the building? See what answers we get. See if he is what we said, and whatever. Okay, so we know he's not Saradominus. We know Dawson's not Saradominus. Alright, he'll say yeah back in my head. Alright, and then out loud, but like at a whisper, I'm gonna say, we have to be quiet though, and I'm putting the blessing of the trickster on him. I want him to sneak off. I'm gonna tell you, sneak off and find it, Dobson. Find the entrance and tell me. I may not be able to join you, but we can do we can figure out a way to do this.
I nod fervently.
All right, I'm sending off my dirty little elf to find Santa's dirty little elf to do his dirty work. Yeah, and then I'll return my entertained my attention to Drezel as we locate the body.
Okay. Where do you go to look?
I'm looking for a way down.
The goblin, he's going down, baby.
He said
Okay.
he said it buried under the mausoleum, so I gotta start
Mhm.
looking for like stairs or a ladder or a trap door
Okay.
or something.
Can you make a stealth check and an investigation check?
Yes. So remind me what the trickery does again.
You get advantage on any stealth-related checks for the
Okay.
next hour.
Ready.
Nice.
Hmm. Okay.
Investigation.
And I would have thrown a guidance on him as he left a minute, so if he's the first minute of him searching, he might have got down the stairs and weird off.
It would probably take longer than a minute to
Totally.
do
Yeah, I
any of
would've-
this, so I'm
would
gonna
have
say
thrown it
no.
on him either way. Would have had it on him either when he took off, just for flavor.
Could have been on my stealth check.
Probably.
I'm imagining that you want to be doing this whole thing without attracting the attention of the guards that are
That's-
walking around down there,
Yeah.
because they're gonna be like, "What the hell are you doing?"
I'll
so
tell
I'm
him
gonna
before.
count
I'll
both
tell him
of
before
them
he
as
leaves,
being
though. I will say,
long.
if you get caught, come back, and I'll make it harder for them to catch you.
So
We're not giving this up.
you try to like dip between the guards that are walking around to not attract their attention, while you look for signs of like a hidden or even an obvious like set of stairs or a trapdoor or something that would lead to where you could find the bodies of the 7 warriors. You start by looking in the large room with the well where you can hear the river rushing beneath, which is actually, it might be Dobson's first time being here, but there's an open room with the well, river water rushing inside the well, and then you can hear or you can see there's 7 statues surrounding it in a circle. Each one is labeled as one of the priestly warriors, but it's not like a detailed sort of carving of them. They're just kind of a basic like hooded figure. You start by having a look around in here, but you don't notice that there's any kind of like hidden door or compartment anywhere.
What about down the well? Does that just go straight to the river or the water?
As you shine a light down there, do you have like a? I'm assuming that you have a torch or something.
I have dark vision.
You have dark vision. So it goes down, and you can see that it just goes straight to water in like a cylindrical hole. Doesn't look like there's any like video game like little platform that you can jump onto halfway down.
Okay, so there's not an obvious. Am I pretty confident that there's not like an obvious way down there from like the temple?
Yeah, it would probably be. If there was like a little hallway or something that led to a staircase, you would have found it. Like,
okay, so if there is a way down there from where I'm at, it would be hidden.
It's either hidden or it doesn't exist. I mean, they could have just like sealed it up with bricks.
That's very true.
Like that would not be a very strange thing to do.
Check under the rugs.
Yeah, so I'll start looking for less obvious, like any sort of like false panels or maybe a loose
Hardback books that should have been in paper. I don't know, things like that.
that like
Subtle.
hidden doorways behind bookcases or a loose tile on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
A candlestick that's a lever.
I kind of considered that to be part of my description that I gave.
Okay.
But yeah, that you wouldn't have found
3
anything
cats
like
in a
that.
trench coat. Anything suspicious going on in this room. A goblin searching around on tippy toes. Anything weird? Nothing odd.
In that case, have I seen any sort of library or collection of books?
So there is a collection of books and scrolls and documents in the mausoleum where Drezel often stays to study them, which is kind of near where the exit to the river crossing is, in the mausoleum.
Okay. Can I go start looking at the books to see if there's any that seems to be on, like, any that might either directly be like blueprints for this structure or history about the building of this structure or the burial of the priests, the 7 priests or anything like that?
There is a single guard that seems like he remains posted here. That I think this is Dobson's first time being here.
I think he would have had to pass through here to get to Morytania in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Or at least buy
but
it.
that might not have happened while this place is actively being patrolled.
Yeah, I imagine it was kind of before the campaign.
Yeah. Okay. So they don't recognize you, and so when you enter, the guy would be like, hello. Well, he would have seen you enter and talk to Drezel on the way in. But when he sees you enter,
before we get to that point, so
okay.
I know he's there though.
You do. Yeah, because he didn't leave when Drezel did.
Would I remember if is he facing away from the books? Or is he like facing the books?
So it's
based on when we walked in, what I saw.
It's not that big of a room. He would be like facing where the books are actually. Yeah.
Okay.
Based on how I have this drawn out, just by chance.
Because I could turn invisible and just go start reading the books, but I need to find a way to either distract him or would Okay, so I think, like, before I enter the point where he could see or hear me cast a spell,
Mm-hmm.
I would cast invisibility.
Okay.
And then I will do that. And then I'll get kind of like near where he's posted. And then like throw a copper somewhere else. Well,
Okay,
actually, hold
so-
on. Wait. So could I sneak past him with now that I'm invisible without like could I is it air wide enough for me to get past him?
Yes.
Okay.
You have to
so
make a stealth check
full
against his
secret agent man right
disadvantaged
now?
passive, though.
What was that, Chubb?
Have you gone full secret agent, man? Because I can all I really want to do is locate how you get down there, and then I can be the distraction and make you straight up invisible, or vice versa. You can be the distraction. I can go down invisibly.
Well, I can turn invisible just once a day without using a spell slot.
Yeah, me too, buddy. You're not special, okay?
So, like, I mean,
So,
like, this is me
you do
trying to figuring a way down.
Let's figure out where the hatch is. Let's get me down
Yeah.
there invisibly, and then you can go invisible because you're a goblin. You can be really quick and get down there. You know what
But
I mean?
we've already determined that I can't find it.
Yeah, that's the problem now.
So
turn on
my-
the charm, baby. Turn on the charm.
no.
I say go for it. Be your best self. Zeros would say so.
My logic here is to see if there's a book or something that will explain it.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then distract the guard long enough to put the book in my bag if I can find such a book. So I'm gonna try and sneak past him. I still have advantage from trickery, right?
Yep.
About less an hour.
Yeah, less than an hour.
Yeah,
Okay.
whatever's
Okay.
left
Yeah.
on it.
You can sneak past him.
Okay. So I go up to the books with. I'm not trying to move anything. I'm just trying to kind of like, if I can read the titles from the spines.
What kind of things are you looking for?
I'm looking for ideally, just straight up blueprints on how this structure was built. Barring that, any kind of history books or anything that talks about the building of Paterdomus or the. Do I know that Paterdomus was built or like shortly after the river was blessed?
Do you know that already? I
can make a history check if that would help.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know that Dobson was told that during the course of the campaign.
Yeah, but he is he studies history, so maybe.
Oh, he really studies history. Okay.
It's my highest skill.
Yeah, you're pretty sure that it was built either like right before or right after the whole blessing of the river happened.
Okay. So in that case, I would be looking for anything that's kind of talking about this area around when the river was blessed or around when this was built, or the like history of the seven priestly warriors. That's kind of what I'm looking for.
Okay. Yeah. What do I have in that realm? So, you would find a book of it is titled Accounts of the Misthalin-Morytanian War. And then you find I'll write it in the chat here. Misthalin-Morytanian War. And then you can see that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then shit, what was the other thing that you said? Oh, the seven warriors. And then a book called The Tale of the Seven Priestly Warriors.
Okay. So now that those are the 2 books that I'm eyeing. So I want
Okay.
to like get out a copper piece and chuck it in a direction where like it's close enough that the guard will hear and hopefully turn around, giving me enough time to grab the 2 books and shove them in my backpack.
Yeah.
If I think I'm only going to be able to get one, I'm going to go after the 7 Priestly Warriors book, but ideally both books.
Let's do an RNG roll to see if they're close. They are not close. They're on opposite sides of the room. So you think you can only confidently get one of them by the time he like turns it back around?
I could try doing it twice. We'll see how the first time goes.
Yeah. You throw the coin down the hallway. There's a hallway that runs like opposite where the books are, so you'll turn like pretty much 180 degrees away. And as you do so, he takes the bait. He turns, looks over. He's like, "What the heck?" He's like, "Oh, those guys down there. God dang it!" And then he like turns back to what he was doing. In that time, you do manage to grab the 7 Priestly Warriors book.
Okay. Okay, that wasn't super effective. Let's try tossing a gold piece in a direction where he'll have to turn around to see it and be able to actually see it. I'm hoping he'll go pick it up.
Okay. So, so you'll have to like toss it kind of close-ish to him, so he'll be able to see it because it's like a little coin. The way I imagine you threw the other one was you threw it like far just to like make a noise.
Yeah.
And so he didn't really see the coin, so he just figured. It seemed like he figured that like somebody was like over there at the end of the hallway, like dropped something.
Yeah. That's exactly what I was looking for the first time.
Right. So throwing it closer to him. Let's see.
Also, I'm gonna get in position next to the book that I want before
Right.
I do any of this, so that way I just have to like reach and grab it.
So where you're throwing it again, like behind him.
He's
like, so let me give you a picture of what he's.
I just want him to like turn more than 90 degrees away from me, and like hopefully bend down to pick up the coin.
So like to the south is where the well was. He's on this wall on the right. He's facing where the books are. The hallway to the right leads to where the river crossing is, which is where he assumed there were people. Somebody dropped something when he threw the copper coin.
And where am I in this?
Somewhere in the room where there's the shelves are where the books are. Also, that trapdoor doesn't exist. Oh, well, you missed a trapdoor.
Did I lift the rug? No.
Did you look under the fake trapdoor to see if there was a real one? That's how they get you. You're always looking for a trapdoor. You don't see the fake trapdoor.
Oh, hold on. Actually, so did I search this room as part of my investigation check?
No, because there's a guy just constantly standing in here.
Okay.
It's like, maybe there is a trapdoor there.
Or a fake one we can look under at least.
Oh, that means I haven't gotten to look under the rug or behind any bookshelves.
Correct.
Let's do the book thing first.
Okay.
I guess like maybe on the square up and to the right, like down the hallway going out the right, just like right at that entrance so he like can see it.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, so you toss the coin. As soon as it lands and he begins to turn, you go and try to grab the book, the second book. He sees the coin, and he looks down that hallway, looks down at the coin, goes to pick it up, and then he like walks briskly down that hallway and leaves.
While he's gone, I'm gonna like try and lift up the rug to see if there's any trapdoors underneath it.
You don't see one.
Okay. And then I'm gonna like spend some time trying to like looking behind the bookcases as best I can without making a bunch of ruckus, moving a bunch of stuff, to see if maybe they're like attached to the wall or something.
Okay.
Look under the the bottom side of the rug.
Let's see.
Maybe the
You
portals
shuffled the books around, look for like a
under the
hidden
rug.
door or something, but you're really not noticing anything.
Okay.
And it's only about a minute before you hear a couple sets of footsteps returning down the hallway that the guard left through to the right.
Front of the coins.
So
This point describe the guy.
you hear the guard that was in here already talking to two other guys, two other guards that. Go ahead.
I'll make my way out.
All right. So as you're exiting, you hear some chatter coming from that room.
And I'm going to start making my way back to the rest of the group, but I'm not going to drop the invisibility or anything. So, actually, can you read a book while invisible? And while the book is still invisible?
No, because everything you're carrying is invisible.
Someone else read the book while it's invisible? No.
No, can I?
Oh, can you? Yeah,
Like-
because you can still see
My
yourself
belongings?
and what you're holding.
Is it? I thought would
Yeah.
the book not? Okay, I guess you could.
Yeah, why not?
It wouldn't be invisible to you.
Well, I mean,
Yes?
that...
Yeah, you're
like,
holding
that-
it. The moment you touch it, would it become invisible?
The
or-
more you think about, can I see
How it
myself
works,
while
right, the less it
invisible,
makes
the
sense.
the
Yeah,
more
let's
annoying
just
it
make
becomes.
Yeah,
So
exactly. That's where I'm at right now. It's
Yeah.
a brain bubble.
yeah.
So I want to spend the rest of the hour, like, somewhere where I'm not going to be, like, nobody's going to hear me flipping pages through the book.
Yeah, you can like go sit like 100 feet away in the grass or something.
And I'm just gonna like look
Well,
through.
would you relay that you grab some books because Erlich would be in on this endeavor? Like we'd be committed. Come back and you get one book, I get one book. We figure this out. Erlich, you leave Erlich out of the hunt for knowledge. That's why he's here. He's gonna stop helping you. We're breaking the law together. Let's break the law.
I have to make personal roll for this. Would I be too entranced with pretty shiny books?
I did think come back.
11.
No, maybe waste another spell slot. Be like, you still there? Kind of deal. I will. I'll message you. I'll message you, boy.
So that was I was rolling a 50-50 on if I come back or not.
Yeah, I love it. What was it?
What was it, high or low?
High was I come back. So
Did you come back?
yeah, I slip one of the books into your like backpack or your hand, whatever I think is not going to be noticed, and then I just go somewhere else to start reading the one that I have.
Okay.
Are you gonna tell me you gave me a book to read?
Which one do you give him?
Presumably you're gonna feel that. I'm not like trying to be stealthy about
of
it.
extra weight. Yeah. Okay. I'll feel. Yeah, I know you went invisible. That's fair. I'll feel my saddlebag open up and a book go in it. All right.
It's a book
read
you would
it.
notice.
I'll read it. I'll try. I'll pull it out and I'll say, "Excuse me, Tristan. I feel an urge to read come upon me," and I'm gonna like just turn around and grab that book and start reading it.
Like in front of him?
Yeah. I don't give a shit. I'm an old man. What's he gonna say? Please,
Okay.
please don't. You know, like okay.
He looks at the book and he's like, where'd you get that?
Can he see the book? Like, is
He
it
literally
something that
said you were reading it in front of him.
I said I turned around to like so I didn't want to make it obvious that he could see the book. If I'm making it obvious to the book, I'll like do a minor illusion to change the name of the book.
Okay.
We're going Ocean's 11, baby.
So like minor illusion is like a vocal like he will know that you're casting a spell on something.
Excellent. But he won't know what though. He just knows I'm casting a spell. He doesn't know it's on the book, right?
And when you cast a spell in a church, he's gonna be suspicious. He's already suspicious of you guys because you like. He thinks he's not sure whether you desecrated a holy warrior's grave or if you simply
we would
got,
never do that.
or if
Yeah,
you simply
may I play
attempted
devil's
to.
advocate?
Yes.
Well, if we did
There's
already,
no verbal
would
component of minor illusion.
Yeah, I just looked it up too.
Shit.
It's somatic. It's somatic.
It's hand gestures. You gang sign illusions into existence.
And like I said,
damn.
I was
Fair enough.
turning around. So yeah, I just looked it up. Actually, I've got it.
I got roasted.
I had to think about it because I was like, man, I've cast this before. I don't remember there being one, but I looked it up and Danny got it before I did. But yeah, I'm gonna change the name of the book if he's like in eye shot of it. But yeah, I'm gonna like start power skimming this bad boy, looking for anything useful on, you know, which book did I get?
The Misthalin-Morytania war book.
Cool. Yeah, I'll look for bullet points on the vampires and that and stuff like that could help us for you.
So at first glance, it'll take you longer to find more information, but it appears to be transcriptions of first-hand accounts of like things that are happening during the war. So some of it is like entries from like commanders and soldiers in the armies, and then others are like descriptions of like descriptions of like people that were affected by it.
Do I see the name
Like
Ivandis popping up anywhere? That's a scam like IV.
That
IV
will be
would pop up. You know what I mean?
that will be beyond the first couple of glances, and will.
That's
require
fine.
detailed read.
I'm not trying to like. I can make it hobby of it right here. I'll do it. I'm turned around reading a book. If he tries to get on my show,
know.
close it and like walk away.
Yeah.
I'm an old man. I can be rude.
That's fine.
I'll spend a minute. If Drezel gets nosy and is like, "What are you reading there?" I'll I'll hide the book and I'll walk. I'll literally walk outside and read it with like, mind your business, and I'll walk outside.
We should probably go back to the fact that we were simultaneously, while Dobson snuck off to do things for like 30 minutes.
I'm joining.
You were having a kind of tense conversation with him where he was not sure if you desecrated a holy warrior's grave or if you just tried to.
Well, if Ivantis is buried here, you don't have to worry about anything.
So let's see, where were we in that conversation?
Well, if he's sure that Ivantis is buried here, then he doesn't have to worry about us desecrating anybody named Ivantis.
Yeah, but he does have to worry about if you tried to do that.
Tried to, like, buried while he's buried here? No. No. Why would, I've been here the whole time.
What?
I've been right here the whole time. If Ivantis is buried here, I haven't tried to break into his grave, no.
I had just showed him the crypt before he took us up to see the stained glass.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I guess while you're going up to see the stained glass is when he would have slipped away.
Yes.
Let's say. So he shows you guys all of you except Dobson, who's snuck away.
And I said I had an illusion up to cover that, so.
He shows you guys the stained glass depiction of Ivandis, and the weapon that he's holding seems to match what you saw in the tomb. Let's see. Returning to RP at that point in time, before Dobson has returned now, he says, "Here, this is the sort of one of the best depictions that we have of him."
So it does seem to match and give credibility to this vampire-slaying weapon we were given.
Now, who did you say you got this information from about the grave?
I mean, we told you just don't like the answer, my man. You're not accepting it, so.
So he doesn't. He did not seem to understand what the word Majorat was, but glossed over it for more important details of the explanation of how.
To summarize what a Majorat is, it is a eldritch species of shapeshifter from eras long ago. They're immortal. So a
Okay.
very old and powerful mage
Okay.
gave us knowledge.
Crazy that there's
Okay.
that little known about them. They
Um,
literally fought on the battlefields during the God Wars. Like,
Are
think people would
you
know of the
certain that he was being truthful?
No, but there's no reason for him to lie either. That we
Yeah.
know.
This. Now, to be fair, he didn't like exactly tell us like, "Oh, this is the grave of a great Menace hero." He just kind of
Gave us his name.
He's a very sadistic entity, and he made us play some rather
Cool games.
gruesome gladiatorial games.
We earned what he gave us. We don't think he would also have any reason to like lie, because it was a reward that he was giving us.
Specifically, what we asked for was knowledge on how to combat the vampire forces. And using his weird psionic otherworldly powers, he gave the location of this hidden grave to our to us. So
Look, I can understand your position here, but from my point of view, I have to decide whether I am going to take the word of both the historical documentation that I have dedicated my life to, as well as my faith,
Life is a lie, man.
versus the word of some eldritch being.
Some
And
eldritch being.
I'm afraid that I'm not convinced. I'm sorry.
Want me to send a message to Sliske?
I don't know really what else to say.
well,
Hey, man, can you give us
ultimately,
some credit?
Now, that being said, I don't know that I'm not thrilled by kind of your eagerness to kind of to dig up the graves of the dead. To be honest with you.
We're not asking to dig the graves up. But yeah, kind of are. But yeah.
so hold on. Let me damage control over here.
Damage control. We're in hot water. I couldn't feel that at all.
We ultimately are trying to complete the same mission that was sought out by your holy priest hundreds of years ago. The vampires are still very much a threat, and quite frankly, again, we haven't disrespected these spirits. We're just trying to get the knowledge they had, because they were much more well equipped to deal with these threats than any of us are. Half of Misthalin believes that vampires are a myth, let alone fact.
Misthalin, if you will. I'll say.
Misthalin.
We need this knowledge, Father Drezel. And we didn't know who this person was when we found their crypt. Again, we were just pointed in their direction.
And let's be clear, it's not desecrating a grave on top of that. It's talking to an old friend.
It was clerical magic that simply allowed us to ask this
It's
deceased
nothing
person some
your grave
questions.
cleric wouldn't, your common Ixlarian grave cleric wouldn't have in their skill set. Okay?
Not helping. Can you make a persuasion check, please?
Good guidance.
Uh,
Is there a verbal
not-
component? Hold on.
I think so.
Yeah, there is for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah, I like Baldur's Gate. Just lets you do guidance
Lets
as
you
a
just do
reaction
it,
to
right?
whenever.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Guidance everything, and no one will even know.
Just the cleric way. That's why I haven't been
Okay.
doing it such a hassle.
So this is one of those checks where a pass means not disaster, rather than like you can convince him to do whatever you want.
Why would there be disaster?
So he's like, okay, like, we obviously, I understand that we want some of the same things, and I appreciate the fact that you have been, willing to put yourselves in danger for the good of the Misthalin people. I understand that, and I appreciate that.
And we crossed a
but
lot of lines, I'll say.
We have
Or you
we
guys.
seem to have a difference in what we think are the acceptable methods to go about those goals.
No shit, brother. Do you
Um,
see anything Saradominus on me?
I am not willing to allow you to dig up the graves of such holy figures. I'm
Are
sorry.
you going to stop
Okay.
me?
That is completely fair, and I think that's fine.
Is he actively going to stop me though? He doesn't have to be willing to do it. He just doesn't have. He doesn't have to stop me from finding out. There's information that we should find out, and I'm going to continue to raise people from the dead to figure it out. Does he have an issue? Is he going to stop me from doing it in the future?
Who are you asking?
I'm asking you,
Me?
kind of out of character, because Urluk's asking
I can.
Drezel.
I don't
will he
know if I
stop
can
me
answer
from...
that meta question.
What I'm saying, I'm saying out of character for Urluk that Urluk is asking Drezel, would he stop Urluk? Is he going to stop Urluk? Is what Urluk would ask.
That was really. Is Urluk speaking these words?
No, I asked that. Are you going to stop me? And then it didn't get addressed, and I asked it again out of character, and it's now become a meta question.
See, he's
Urluk
asking.
asked, "Are you going to stop me from doing it in the future?" Yes.
To Drezel.
Yeah.
Well, are you going to attempt to do it against my will?
Are you going to
If
put your will against
if
mine?
you are, then you will be at odds with the kingdom of Misthalin.
I am actually. Last I checked, I am in the debt of the kingdom. So if anything, we'd be on a neutral ground if you guys had a big issue with it. But yeah, I might continue to raise people from the dead to ask them questions because I don't really have an issue with it.
Okay,
Now hold on. While
that
we're
is,
in
that
a
is your
temple-
prerogative, but you will not be doing it here.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Then I agree. That's fine. I'm not saying that. I'm not going to do it here as long as you're willing me against it. But you don't have to know. That's what I'll say under my breath.
Okay. Well, I think we're getting a little bit sidetracked here. Ultimately speaking, we have the
agree.
same goal.
Yeah, we agree. We have the same
Mhm.
goals. Different
So
ways of
this
getting
brings us to the next point. Again, you don't have to believe who we found in the swamp is whoever. I'm not asking you to
Right.
compromise
And
your
it's
faith.
impossible to prove at this point to you.
Ultimately, we did get some valuable information from whoever this mysterious corpse is, right?
Okay.
One of the components that was cited to us is we need a blessing of... let me actually get the correct wording. 1 second. We made note of it. We need it to be empowered by blessings of mortal and divine. I have a feeling that when this device is sculpted, it needs to be blessed. It was a Cerdominus weapon, and I think that it would only be fitting that, since Cerdominism is the most anti-vampire religion around, it'd be fitting for Cerdomin to bless such a vampire-killing weapon. Right? I think that's a clear...
Yes, Ivandis, of course, was a devout Sardominist, so that would make sense.
So, what I'm saying is, as an enemy of my enemy, and also just my friend, right? I was wondering if we can count on you, being the only really Cerdominist of such a clerical stature, to help us with the blessing when we get to that point.
And we might raise him from the dead.
Does he actually say that?
Yeah, he would.
We are not going to raise him from the dead.
Definitely not.
Make another
Might.
persuasion check to convince him that you have the ability to convince Urluk to not do that. I don't think that this guy should be allowed in this church anymore. He points at Urluk.
That's cool. I'm going to go read outside, and I'm going to grab my book and walk outside.
I don't think that I can, in good conscience, let him enter this church anymore.
I'm totally going to agree and leave.
Yeah, I don't really want to deal with him anymore.
That is completely fair, Father Drezel.
But
Deal with me
listen,
instead. I think I've proven myself to be very...
Let me see those. Let me see those notes. He looks them over. It's like, okay, mortal blessing. I believe any Sardominist priest should be able to accomplish this for you.
Yeah.
Any of any of actual faith that is good faith.
What about the divine blessing then? Do we have to ask Cerdomin himself to do that portion? Because I don't particularly have him as one of my ascending
See, the direct interference from the gods is rather rare, as I'm sure you know. But can you think of something that is on this mortal plane that is blessed with the divine?
I'm a little bit loose on history here, but wasn't the entire river blessed in the holy water by Cerdamin himself?
He nods slowly. I'd give that a try.
I guess we can let it
It's
soak in there.
probably your best bet.
Yeah.
As you know, the gods have extremely limited capability to send their magic to Gillinor. Directly,
like,
that is.
The only other thing I could have thought of is maybe going to Entrana and, like, I don't know, maybe the high priest there has some better connection. I don't know, but I think the river is the most kind of convenient option.
Not sure if that would quite fit the description of this riddle, if we were to take it at face value, that is, which is really all that we can do.
I understand it seems like a bit of a goose chase, but I think there's merit.
I'd say give the river a try.
Okay. Alright, and again, Father, I want to apologize. I'm sure with every interaction we've had, I've always presented myself well. This Ichthianki is a very eccentric, elderly, a little bit senile individual. I assure you he means well, and I will keep him well away from your holy land. He will not enter the church, and if he does, of course, I'm sure you'll take it into your hands to have the good men of the Misthalin army to escort him out. You won't get a second peep from me on the topic.
I'll hold you to that.
Alright. Now, of course, I would simply request that there's no easy way to the other side of the river except through the temple, so perhaps the occasional escort through to simply go from point A to point B would be humbly requested?
That is fine.
Okay. But we will not have any extended stays with him, so I can promise that.
With me? Why, you're worried about me reanimating bodies? I don't need, I mean, I'll just sneak in, honestly, or have goblins sneak in, but yeah, that's fine. If you guys want to reassure him however you want, Cephalos, you're not going to stop me from doing Zeros' will.
Funny. They have a spell called Counter Spell. I'm kidding. I've had
Let's
enough
see
of
who's
that.
got more spells. Can you counter spell Channel Divinity? I don't think you can counter Channel Divinity.
No. I meant more so the Speak with Dead, but
No, yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah, you probably.
But no. We've been down this path too many times. I'm going to stop this right here, right now.
Zeros, yeah, right. We'll just fight about it right now in the church.
I'll
roll a new character.
Zeros, give me peace.
So,
I mean,
as you got, Drezel is going to like politely kind of shoo you out of the church and like close the door behind him to see like he looks socially exhausted by the encounter that you just had with him. And as you exit the church, is about when Dobson is returning. Hands the book over. You also at this time would see that a group of 4 individuals have just arrived from, it looks like they came from down the road that leads to the rest of Misthalin.
Yeah, really the rest of the world.
Pretty much. And so a group of 4 kind of eccentric looking humans.
How eccentric?
So they don't appear to be part of
couldn't have been here
the Varrock Guard at all. So one of them is a knight with what kind of armor does he have? A knight with plate armor that shines in a light blue, who
Nice.
has a long gash down his left eye, a scar. There is a red-haired woman with green wizard robes and a wooden staff.
Nice. I know who's showing up. We got the squad.
There is a brown-skinned man with
Ozan.
long yellow cloak
Yeah, and a bow.
and a bow and a short bow,
Yeah,
Spoilers.
Ozan.
and beautiful.
I know
flowing
this
hair.
one. I know this one.
And finally, there is another man dressed in extremely bulky plate armor, covered head to toe, with a helmet covering his face.
Did you
With
just
huge shield
assume the
and a flail.
raptor's gender?
It's the 5th age. We're allowed to.
Things were a
Right?
lot more hip back in
Things
the 5th
were
age.
simpler in the 5th age. Back in my day, the raptor was a man. Where we've become the
So,
Bruce Jenner
yeah,
of our generation.
there are our signature heroes.
The Bruce / Caitlyn Jenner dilemma in RuneScape now with Raptor.
Oh no,
Misgendering.
we're not opening that can of worms. on this
RuneScape,
campaign.
RuneScape should not political. Have you played any of the quests? Have you met any of the people?
I'm gonna say,
Have you
there's
read
a
the
lot
story?
of like holy war in RuneScape.
Yeah, I was
It's
gonna
very
say, have you
political.
read anything about RuneScape? This is like really political.
Anyways, but yeah, I don't know. Do I know who these people are? Are they really that signature?
Good question.
I see what you did.
So you definitely will not recognize the darker skinned man with the bow.
Would I recognize him as a desert dweller?
Probably.
He's banned in a kingdom.
How old is Zephylos?
He's in his
Mid-20s.
So would I know of Ozan banned from the Alcarid Kingdom?
So let's see.
I was gonna say, of all of them, he might know of the one who was kicked out of the Wizard Tower because he kind of also was.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know if in
You're both
my
Ramoki,
canon
but
for this campaign if all of that stuff happened to her, but because it kind of gets a little complicated.
oh yeah.
Let's see. What the hell is Ariane's stuff? Oh, that's kind of cool. Okay.
Oh, you have a stat block for Ariane?
I'm gonna attribute whether you recognize her to random chance because you wouldn't possibly know everyone that worked at the Wizard's Tower.
Wouldn't Ariane be a big part of the discovery of the first tower or rediscovery of the first tower though? Or has that not happened
that
yet?
story explicitly happened in this timeline, which it may not have.
But if it did, then Zephylos would certainly know of her because she'd be historically like
Well, I
a
guess
big
that's
part.
the randomness.
Yeah, that's fair.
She
We're about to
looks
find out.
kind of familiar to you.
So
You
maybe.
figure that you recognize her from the tower, but you never really spoke to her before.
She's your mom. Call her mommy.
The other two guys, I don't think anyone would recognize the man in the rune armor. And the guy with the other plate armor and the shield, make a intelligence check, I guess.
Do I have intelligence?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's called Dobson. We carry him around with us. Do you have the highest intelligence modifier,
Is
Dobson?
Dobson from? Where's Dobson from?
The
Dorgition.
caves under Lumbridge.
Okay, yeah, you don't know who the hell.
Yeah,
this
no,
guy is.
I wasn't planning on rolling
And
for it. I had
neither,
no idea.
yeah, I was trying to remember. And neither would Urluk for sure, because he.
So would I not know who Ozan is as a
Okay.
banned person from a kingdom?
Desert. Oh, maybe. Did he spend any time in Alcarid?
Yeah, that's like probably the one kingdom other than his own that he spent the most time in because it's the closest one to pilgrimage to. And the desert's like a ritual thing. Like that whole desert is
Yeah.
literally filled with ancient
Right, but
power.
like-
Like it would be.
But like specifically the city of Alcarid, did he spend time there?
Yeah, man, he's like this. He hasn't been traveling the whole world his whole life. Like probably the early part of his life, he spent pilgrimaging between Polinovich and Alcarid and down south to where he was in the
Int
tribal
check.
areas.
Int check for this one then for Urluk.
I can. Let me do it. So yeah, if anything, that's like probably like a second home to him. Everywhere else is more foreign. In check.
19.
Okay, so you recognize the Caridian man to be a thief that was banished from Alcarid,
Yeah, that sounds about
named
right.
Ozan.
Very cool.
As far as you know, no one has seen him around the desert since.
Sense, yeah.
Although I guess there would be rumors that he like went south into the desert somewhere
Clearly
away
not.
from Alcarid. So Zephylos would, with a 17, he would know that there are, not myths, but like tales of a powerful but sort of mysterious warrior called the Raptor, who is always covered head to toe with armor. And is supposed to be a skilled slayer of beasts, basically.
Supposed to? Is he not like known enough at this point? I feel like no. He's got some accolade at this point.
I mean, yeah, he's known for that. Around
You said supposedly. I'm like, what's the question?
So I mean,
there?
so supposed to be because Zephylos has not heard like first-hand accounts of his
I got you.
his doings.
Rumor has it he's a.
These are like oh, I heard somebody said that somebody else said that there's this guy that did this. You know, it's like that kind of stuff.
Also, it's late, so.
Yeah, we can finish up here. After
We should just.
observations.
I know we're losing Danny next week to Canadian Thanksgiving, which is pretty much like like a revert. They hibernate or something. Like he explained it, but it didn't make any sense because it was in Canadian. So they like cover themselves in maple syrup and then like hide for 3 months in the snow or something. They go up north like a swan. I don't know.
Yeah, and then in the spring, that's when the fresh Canadian eggs are laid.
Right.
And then the Canadian hatches
Right.
from
The
it.
children come out and find the Thanksgivingers sleeping under the trees, and they wake them up and break them out of their embryonic sacs.
It's true.
And,
Covering yourself in maple syrup does directly lead to having children.
Yeah.
So the favorite thing that I
Now I'm picturing things. Can we call it a session?
let's do our things.
I was playing, but yeah. Being covered in maple syrup and then picturing things. Okay.
I can go.
Dobson will go first.
Yeah. So my favorite thing the GM did was that poem. I don't know if it was you originally wrote it or not, but even if you didn't, it was delivered well.
Oh yes, I wrote that before the days of ChatGPT.
Very, very nice.
Unlike some of the other things that I'm beginning to incorporate into D&D stuff.
I mean, as long as you're not using it for commercial stuff, I think ChatGPT is great.
Yeah.
No, that
Are
was.
they gonna
that was
claim
fantastic.
my like $2 per month from this campaign that I earn?
I think their courts around like in Europe have started deciding that nothing AI made is
has
copyrightable.
property. Yeah, it's not a property thing because it steals from everything
so you
else.
can't sell it. Yeah, that
Yeah.
kind of makes sense. You didn't really make it.
Yeah. No, that poem was great. I loved it. My favorite thing that another player did was Urluk reading my grocery list.
Yeah, that was stupid. To the bad guy to Vance. Oh, wrong page. Just doing it was so good. You wrote it down, so I had to utilize it. It was too good. It was, you did a great job with it. I had to use it.
That was great.
Turn the page. Turn the page.
My favorite thing that I did was I think probably almost reciting a full verse of the Ratlinbog during the off the cuff walking towards the cave.
Yeah, I did catch that. So my highlights are definitely crack fueled Dobby. That was brilliant. I really enjoyed the DM putting up with Urluk at the end there as Drezel. I know Drezel wouldn't appreciate me reanimating a corpse, but like, if it's not the person that they think it is, like that's critical too. Like somebody's messing with these corpses. That's a whole different thing. We should find out that. Like that's part of Urluk's concern, and the other part of Urluk's concern is that like he's not gonna be told what to do by some Saradominist. Zeros gave him the ability to do this. He's gonna use it. You know what I mean? Where he feels like he's going to benefit most from it, which might in fact be animating a body under this monastery and figuring out who the fuck it is and how it's connected to all this. I need answers. And then the favorite thing that Urluk did, probably rooting the seed of evil in the mind of Dobson to run off and find trouble. Go find a hatch, blessing the trickster. Run off now, child. Like he's chaos. The imagery was great. That he just disappeared on me, and like all I knew was just hell. It's out of my hands. I can't. Whatever happens. All in all, me being asked to not return is not the worst thing that could have happened here. We could have found the hatch. That would have probably been a lot worse.
We still might.
I hope so. Dobson, are you giving up, buddy? Are you giving up on the hatch adventure? Because I'm reading this book and we're getting right back at it with 2 books of knowledge in us. That I got invisibility. Zephylos says he's got invisibility. Dermo can be the distraction. That's what the D stands for. So, yeah, Dermo's a distraction. He's Z, right? Right. Dobson is the he digs around, right? And then Urluk goes underground.
My second job after I'm done here, I go and distract people for a living.
Any performance check? Those are my highlights, though, dude. It was a fun session. Runner up though on your favorite thing though, I liked Sliske like getting into his head like that. That was cool. I did like that. But yeah, anyways.
I was going to say my favorite thing for the GM was definitely the psychic damage after mentally shunting pure knowledge into their brain, Eldritch style. Very nice detail. I like that. Favorite thing another player did. I liked Urluk tenacity dealing with Drezel. As much as Zephylos is a people person, Urluk is I recognize the absolute power of Zeros and will not have you compromise my mission with your weird morals.
Yeah, pretty much that's what came to. And I'm 100 fucking years old. I've literally dealt with people that were like this mind. Don't desecrate our dead. It's like, well, they're dead, and I know what happens to them on the other side. Literally, I've probably seen or dealt with a grave cleric in my time, and grave clerics probably do way worse shit.
Favorite thing I did was trying to be damage control.
Yeah, that was an excellent job. I agree.
I also like Zephylos trying to be the moral imperative. It feels a little weird. But he's not an evil person. He understands there's people who are like dying for no good reason. And he's like, nah, I could want to help them. That's within reason, Mm-hmm. So he's trying to like maybe do a nice thing, even though there was definitely gain to be had. It's like also there are people dying, right?
There's always people dying. It's the way Urluk sees it, though.
Yeah, but there's people actively being murdered.
Yeah, there's always people being actively murdered. Is how, like, literally, sometimes we're the people murdering the people. You don't get how the world works yet, young one. It's how, like, Urluk sees it. It's like, so much things are way more important than a few people having a hard time. It's like, do you realize that Zeros will help us fix all these things, and these people are so beyond any of their concerns? It's just like, I'm waiting for the big discussion that Urluk and like Zephylos are gonna have, like the heart-to-heart, what Zeros calls us to do, you know what I mean? And it's gonna be in the swamps, so it's gonna suck. I'm excited for that. Too many Zerosians in the kitchen, you know what I mean? We could all follow the same god and still like not be aligned at all. You know what I mean? Like that's what's so great about like Zamrock too. You just chaotic anything, you can be Zamrockian. fun.
Yeah.
I do like that Danny stayed awake.
Yeah, that was pretty great. That's my favorite thing that another player did. No, my favorite
I'll
thing
sleep
that
one time.
another player did was, I did like the Dobson sneaking around. That was fun. That was, and good RP with him, like getting the info and like getting super excited about it. The collaborative player thing that I liked was, probably like getting ready for the questions.
Oh yeah.
That was good. You're like very funny. And then something that I did that I liked was I always like delivering the Ivandis info drop with the riddle, and then the tense conversation with Drezel was also fun.
That was tense. I was just trying to read a book. I'm reading the book, man. I'm reading the book. No one remembers that old school.
What?
Julian Smith. Don't
Nope.
you ever interrupt me while I'm reading the book? No? Okay. I'll have to link it.
Did we get everyone? Did August go?
August is gone.
Is August asleep?
No, hello.
Oh, August
I'm
spoke
okay.
like 5 minutes ago. Didn't really
Yeah.
speak much throughout the whole session. I felt a little
Yeah,
bad.
he's a little
Yeah, I
quiet
felt like
today.
lacking
You
Dermo.
good, bro?
Yes, I'm very good.
Okay.
Roll
I-
persuasion. I don't know.
Yeah,
if, I
roll
don't know if I
deception.
can-
Yeah, can I get an insight on that, DM? I'm not really sure if he's all
No, I get up really early, so like my brain shut off.
good. Yeah, and this was a
little
late session.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's not that. It's more so like I've been going to the gym on top of it. I'm just weighed down, man.
Your friend, you're good buddies with the gym then? You guys are on first, you're like close like that? Because I know it as the James personally. I'm not on great terms with it.
I wish we were good buddies.
This
but
is why the sessions go so late.
So you should probably put some respect on it. It's going to continue to tear it up. It's James from here on out.
all right. So I got beat up by the James as well.
There you go.
So I kind of like how chaotic things got. I liked that it turned into a real D&D session for a minute there, where it's like one guy's literally about to cause all of us to get kicked out of the building because he's really bad at socializing. Another
He's
guy,
a religious extremist, really.
yeah, another guy's damage controlling, like, no, that's not what we look like, and everyone's like, no, that's exactly what it looks like. One guy's literally sneaking around while all
trying to do the thing that they're negotiating that they won't do.
yeah, so it was very D&D chaotic energy, which it's always fun.
Mhm.
Dermo stayed quiet because he went to the James today.
The James, yeah.
Um,
Oh, and he's gone.
Other than that,
He fell asleep and his head fell right on the disconnect button.
that's a really lucky
roll to see the odds.
One thing I like that the DM did was, well, now it's not so special. I like that the DM doesn't fully he doesn't railroad, but at the same time, like the people kind of give us enough information to go off of. It's not like cryptic clues. It's like when you said like, hey, we could maybe dip the thing into the well. He's like, oh yeah, that might work. Like he didn't say like, oh
Yeah.
maybe. It was like, yeah, okay, I can see
Yeah,
how.
so the thing about some of those info drops this time is that you guys like went out of your way to find something like super useful, and so we're kind of rewarded a pretty direct path toward it. And then you just so happen to go to like the one guy that would be like, oh, I know exactly how to solve that problem.
Yeah, and see that's why I appreciate it, because some people, I mean, not saying it's a good or a bad thing, but some people do have that chip on their shoulder where they're like, oh, well, you have to earn it, and it's like everything has to be the super big puzzle, and it's like common sense bullshit, But
I mean, you kind of earned it through the
By
arena.
having the ability to beat the shit and use it as a reward. That was
Yeah.
we would have had 2 sets
Yeah,
of Barrows
that
armor.
was-
That's a really good reward.
Well, he was gonna give you one.
Well, he doesn't know that we were gonna take 2.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Stop, get him! Go for the knees. He's invisible already. You just see footprints running around in the mud.
I just appreciate it because it's like, it's not mandatory. Like, of course, you could just be a dick and be like, "Oh no, you have no idea. Good luck," and then we're gonna do it
Yeah.
anyway.
Now,
So I mean, the thing about
it's
taking
been
that
a million
approach
years
is
since
that then it turns into like a whole session of like trying to figure out what to do, and you just get nothing done. It's not really that
Yeah.
interesting.
Well, and we would have ended up
Right.
doing it anyway. Like realistically, we would have just dipped it in there, and it would have worked. And we would
Yeah,
have been like, "Fuck, we just
probably.
wasted 45 minutes debilitating ourselves on this."
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like if you're right there, the guy knows the
Oh.
solution. So like, why wouldn't he give it to you?
Right, and he wants to help you help him anyways, because it
Right.
just fixes, it gets you out of his thing anyways.
Yeah, get the fuck out.
Well, now he has a reason to
but
get us out of
now
there quicker. He
question,
didn't before.
quick question though. Correct me if I'm wrong,
You're wrong.
Yeah.
but because it's been a million years since I've done this quest line,
Yeah.
aren't we getting the rod much earlier than we should be?
No,
Yes.
no, you get
Partially,
the mod in,
partially
You're
because
getting it slightly earlier than you should be.
because of the.
You're supposed to get it at the end of the upcoming quest. But because of the Sliske thing, I switched some stuff around.
It's not that much earlier because you do innate of the Myrick and you immediately
See,
go.
that's cool though.
Yeah.
Um,
See, I was trying to figure out what info drop I can give you, but they're all like already built into the campaign because I designed it that way. So I was like, okay, I'm just
Now,
gonna
I'm
shift this one
interested-
earlier now.
I'm interested to see what the stats of this thing are going to be because we're all like not people who use sticks to fight.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Well,
except
Dermo
for Dermo.
does.
Dermo can
Yeah.
shillelagh
really
it.
looking over the
If
fucking
it's a
art.
quarterstaff.
It's not made of wood.
Ooh,
It's made of metal.
Oh, you can't use metal.
you fucked me on that
Well,
one.
you can't
no,
cast.
no, hold on.
You can't cast.
You can wear metal,
You
but
can't wear metal. You can use metal weapons though, right?
It says.
Shillelagh can be on a. It just has a quarterstaff. It doesn't say a wooden one.
For the wait, a shamrock leaf and a club or quarterstaff. See,
Like the sandwich with the
The thing
olive and the cheese
is
on it. Like that's what
that-
you need.
I don't
Or
consider this to
quarterstaff?
be too much of a spoiler, but the Rod of Ivandis is a trident.
Yeah, you told us already.
Oh,
though.
actually, lol.
Yeah, it's not a quarterstaff. It's a trident.
I don't think any of us can actually use it.
I might consider letting him shillelagh it.
Would I not be able to
Maybe.
use Can I not use a trident? Is it not martial?
It's a martial. Anyone who
martial.
uses martial, but it's strength.
Oh yeah, that's no good for me. That's why I'm stuck with what I have.
I might consider letting Dermo shillelagh it just because.
just see what happens.
Just because otherwise you won't use it.
No one will use it if it's not.
Yeah, I know
No
how
one
to, I
here
know how to
trained
use it.
melee.
Look,
Yeah, I know.
we go back to Ivandis. We say we found his flail. I actually reanimate him because I can do that. I don't give a shit. And then we, GG easy. Let Ivandis relive the glory days. Like weekend at Ivandis,
Yeah,
I'll think about if I want to just outright let you shillelagh it because it's pretty much like a staff.
make it
Or
just-
if I want
the
to
next
make you
17
guys
seconds.
find some roundabout versatile finesse version of it.
Yeah, it'll take us 17 sessions to get there, so you have time to figure it out.
I'll think I'll think about it. But I'll find
Dragon Ball Z.
I'll find a way to make it so that the party can use it somehow.
Well, GM, wouldn't it be finesse because it's made of silphril? The super light, metal?
I will take that argument into account.
Okay. If it was just normal silver, sure.
DM,
So-
wouldn't it
But
be
mithril's light, GM.
So
DM,
hang on,
wouldn't
so-
it be finesse because it kills vampires, which are the epitome of darkness, making it a light weapon?
No. So
Okay.
I have let my party make the Ivandis flail into a finesse weapon before, because they were in a similar situation where they had like mostly dex builds.
What about a
do
scythe?
I want the rod to be that way?
What about a scythe?
Maybe. I might let
Ivandis.
you make a dex version that's like D6 instead of D8 or something. Because a trident is...
I mean, if we figure out how to make,
trident's D6 versatile D8.
because it's just a sapphire and then the Sifril,
Hmm.
right? That's what it is. Like we have to magically dip it in the
yeah,
river.
but meta the lore
There's
or at
only
least my
one.
headcanon for it is that it's the particular
Unique.
shape of the weapon that has to
Oh.
do with its magical capability.
Hmm.
Because
Um,
like wasn't the whole point was it has to be a weapon that can beat like how their ability to predict where another attack is coming from, or is that later
no,
when we add
that's
the
No, that's
flail?
later.
That's
Flail
later
is
when you
like
make it
flail,
into
yeah.
the
Flail
flail.
is so
The
random.
the
that
flail is so unpredictable, they
They
can't
can't
mind read you
determine
because
where
you
to
don't know what
go.
you're doing.
Because you don't even know where it's
Well, you
gonna
don't know where
strike
it's
them.
going. Yeah.
That is
Flail
the
shit at them,
that
and they're
is
like,
like the
"What?"
funniest but
Perfect,
still
right?
kind of true
Makes
logic
sense. Yeah.
ever.
But like
And
when
you
they
know-
know how physics work, like how you're swinging it, like
Well, that's why you
yeah,
can
you
still
just be like
zero.
you just be like it's magically going in a direction that wouldn't make sense. You're like, okay, fine, whatever. You know what I mean?
But no, what I like is they also like completely break canon. They're like, yeah, someone actually went up to a vampire with Varak's flail, and you know that Barrow's brother, and it didn't work because it wasn't silver. So it's like, does someone else have Varak's flail? I thought that's like a one of a kind magic item.
Yeah. Well, Sliske hands them out whenever you entertain him. Apparently.
Oh, true, true. So this just has them like being made in a
Yeah.
sweatshop.
Well, it's a white shop, really.
Well, every time you kill his whites, he has to reanimate them and
Well, he
rearm them, right?
he punishes them by having to rebuild their own armor in the sweatshops in the white shop.
Yeah.
It's a different borrow. You wouldn't know her.
But
She
yes,
goes to a different
that's
borrow.
why when I run vampires, I don't let magical weapons get past their immunities. It has to be silver because RuneScape actually says no, silver or nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could do it that way, but then having literally any vampire encounters is like a big pain in the ass. And I like to have vampire encounters that are like winnable before that, but it's kind of hard.
Ooh, that was kind of hard.
Now,
Just stay awake right
once
now.
you have to deal with the Firewatch, then we're gonna have problems.
Listen, I'm just waiting till we all like fucking get our Iron Man suits of blister wood. That's gonna be the day, you know.
Anyhow, I should
Urluk
get
wouldn't be
going,
caught in
so
that.
we're gonna have to end
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, I'm falling asleep, and
I'm
it's
tired.
way past Urluk's bedtime.
I have
so...
to go to the little wizard room. That's actually the toilet. So
I hate that.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Peace
call
out.
it
It's
the
the room
piss
where I
palace.
wizard.
Yeah,
Hate
the whiz palace, if you will.
Hate
Hey,
it.
you
Bye.
whiz, and you turd there. It's
When
the
I
whiz
cast
turd, whiz
Magnificent
turd.
Mansion, it's going to be the Wiz Tower.
It's the whiz turd tower. It's the because
Mm-mm.
you whiz and turd. You whiz turd
Mm-mm.
tower.
Okay. Bye.
Hey, let me
Bye-bye.
tell you one more
Later.
thing.
Bye bye.